All right, Shalom. This is GMS Orlando Camp. We want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh
Bahashem,
Shai,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai,
Shai,
Ba'ashem,
Bahashem,
Bahashem,
Rakal
Rakal
Kodash,
Kodash,
Rakal Quadash,
Barakathon.
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 Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. All right. And as you can see on the title, it's the title says prophecy speaking. All right. So we're gonna start off with one of the most important prophecies, and that's Jacob's trouble. All right. So it's Jeremiah chapter 30, and I'll start at verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And as you can see, with COVID-19 and the Trump administration, making Jake the face of it, you can see that we're in a time where Jake is clearly being targeted. All right. And that's only going to increase. The persecution is only going to increase. There was a video released of a man from Philadelphia, Jake, getting pulled off a bus for not having a face mask on. All right. And these things are just the beginning. All right. Jacob's trouble is not, you can't even say it's coming, it's here, man. We're in the beginning stages of it, but Jacob's trouble is here. All right. Any brothers want to speak on that or grab a scripture?
I wanted to say real quick, Nahoya, if you can grab that video, if you have it of that. Remember that Jake, the black guy for Trump. Remember he was talking about. I don't know if you saw it, the grandma,
the Surgeon General.
Abuela.
Yeah, I got you.
Perfect example of how they're targeting us. We're becoming the face, and that showed you Northern and Southern Kingdom. Okay, because he said grandma, abuela. What he said, pap. You know, somebody, you got it. You got it out. Somebody got a scripture?
Yeah, I got a precept. This second Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh. And right now we're in the time of prophecy, man. As Apostle Harcorn this year of prophecy, 2020. These prophecies are speaking, man.
One more verse, don't it say because they are faithful and true? Isn't that what it say?
Right. It's saying it called them to be written in paper, but they are faithful and true. Yeah, man. Fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee.
If you must go out, maintain 6 feet of distance between you and everyone else.
For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. You got it?
Con. So this is the video the brother was looking for. And it says, I just play it, I don't need the title.
Stay at home if possible. If you must go out, maintain 6 feet of distance between you and everyone else, and wear a mask if you're going to be within 6 feet of others. Wash your hands more often than you ever dreamed possible. Avoid alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. And call your friends and family. Check in on your mother. She wants to hear from you right now. And speaking of mothers, we need you to do this, if not for yourself, then for your abuela. Do it for your granddaddy. Do it for your big mama. Do it for your pop. We need you to understand, especially in communities of color, we need you to step up and help stop the spread so that we can protect those who are most vulnerable. This epidemic is a tragedy, but it will be all the more tragic if we fail to recognize and address the disproportionate impact of COVID-19 and an array of other diseases and risk factors on communities of color. The task force and this administration are determined not to let that happen. The president, the vice president has said, we will not let that happen. We can't fix these issues overnight, but I promise you we will work with your communities to quickly and meaningfully move the needle in the right direction. nothing less than the fate of our families and friends. My family and friends depends on it.
Man, sound like a straight homo, man.
Hey, so there you have it, man. There you have it. You see, Jake is being placed on the front page of this, you know, and this is gonna be a pretense for Esau to roll out his agenda. Any dissidents amongst the Negro, Latino, and Native American community gonna quickly be dealt with, man, through these initiatives.
And you could see Salaki, but you could see clearly where this is going. That's why it went viral. Them Jakes in Jersey that were bucking up, So you could see where they're heading with this. You could clearly see the narrative that they're trying to paint. Okay, at first it came from China, but now it doesn't matter where it came from. Okay, it's here now. What are we gonna do to stop it? Quarantining, social distancing, and Jake don't want to listen. Jake want to do their own thing as usual. So they're gonna come down with great wrath. Purge. Hey, and remember that I forget what it was. They were playing the Purge silence, man. These devils, they about to come down.
And I was in Louisiana. All right, they did the curfew using the purge horn. But it showed you that Jake is being slowly through gradualism. He's being placed at the forefront of this, amongst other things, man. They were trying and failing, but they were trying, with their damnness, their hardest, to make Jake the face of terrorism. Through those little incidences that they were putting out there to try to curb the whole popular opinion of Jake as being a terrorist. All right. Now, they put that aside right now because this seems to be a more effective agenda for them to actually come to the community and start invading the community and doing their agenda, man. Vaccinations, digital identifications, going into that census, trying to number Jake. Esau's going to roll out all of these things, and really, ultimately, it's the will of Yahweh Shem Shah. We were talking about this earlier. That Esau is the sword of Yahweh Shem Shah, and he's going to use that sword to go against 2/3 of our own people, man. He's sharpening Esau up for one last hurrah.
I got a quick precept to go with that. This you finna say something, Karaya? This Isaiah 51:19. These two things are coming to thee. Who shall be sorry for thee? Desolation and destruction, and the famine and the sword. By whom shall I comfort thee? Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in a net. They are full of fury of the Lord Yahweh, the rebuke of thy power. I just want to go in there about Jake. Hey, that's sedition among men, man. They ain't finna listen to these people with their law. Like Ryan said, they're gonna have to come down with great wrath, man. Cause Jake is not finna listen to these people, but they gotta stay in, don't go out. Jake ain't listening to that shit, man.
Nope.
Jake is not finna listen to that,
They
man.
don't even want to listen to the Heavenly Father. So how much more Esau eat them when they back up against the wall?
Right. So just read the point again. Isaiah 51:20. Thy sons have fainted. They lie at the head of all the streets as a wild bull in the net. They are full of fury of the Lord, the rebuke of thy power. They ain't listening, man. Jake want to be on the block, grinding, doing whatever, throwing block parties. They is not finna keep Jake in the house, man. It ain't gonna happen, man. Especially like we y'all going to last week. Jake got a house full of kids, man. They ain't finna stay in the house, man.
It was just one video. This Eve, she was going in, man. She was railing on them kids, man. She was like, she tied them in the house, and she was going in, man. So yeah, they getting stir crazy. Like I said, Jake getting stir crazy. Especially like I said, the more they see, that's why something's gonna have to happen, because right now we don't see nothing. It's still kind of the social. They're gonna have to see the bodies or something, because Jake gonna snap. It's more
Right,
and more
right,
food
right.
gonna be less food in the stores. You know, they're gonna snap,
Mm.
especially if they ain't seeing the bodies and shit ain't adding up to Jake. They're gonna, like you said, a bull, a beef. They're gonna buck up, man.
Hey, there was a
Uh,
video of this I think she was a Northern Kingdom woman, but she was talking about how stay at home is different for so-called rich people, you know, because your stay at home is in a big ass house, you know, your stay at home is in a big crib with a pool and trampoline. And she was like, I stay at home is in a little small ass apartment, you know, with a couple people in it, and it's all of us, you know, stuck in it. So, like brother said, you know, that stir crazy gonna come in, you know, that frustration, and that's really what Jake. That's why Jake be a wild bull in the streets because they really frustrated. When you ain't got power, you frustrated, and how do you take out that frustration? Usually, Jake take it out on each other, but when Esau come down with great wrath, Jake gonna turn that wrath on the Esau, man, and that's where you gonna have them race wars happen.
If I may
right.
say this too, this COVID-19 is also ramping up the race riots, man. Over there in China, they're evicting all the black and the African residents. You know, putting them out there on the street. You know, not giving them nowhere to stay, telling them they got to go home and this, that, and the third. So this COVID-19 is ramping up race riots as well. You know, and I got a scripture I want to read too, if I may. This is First Peter's chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, "For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of the heavenly Father. And if it first begin at
Mm-hmm.
us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the heavenly Father?" So the reason why these things are all turning upon you, Jacob, you know, is because judgment must begin at the house of the Lord first, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
You
Con.
when you understand the campaign of the Lord, you understand that in order for us to see the fall of our enemy has to be used for this last purpose. You know, and then you understand that Jacob's trouble is going because the Lord has to start at his house first. So the Lord is going to use Esau to go against Jake, and then that's going to be he going to fall into World War III, and then everything going to go downhill for him, man. You know, so in order for us to see the fall of our enemy, we got to witness the fall of the disobedient ones of the nation of Israel. And that's a part of the campaign of Yahweh
Con.
Shem Shai, you know.
Quick for you. It's second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their king nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power.
Salakia. And you can see they already accounted for this. They know they're not going to obey. That's why they've been rolling out all these damn Humvees, these tanks all throughout the United States because they know what's about to happen. Like I said, um, all the people being laid. It's the Great Depression, man. We're in a recession. They just haven't said it. They just haven't come out and said it yet because they don't want to run on the banks on anything like that. We had a bad year of fucking crops. Okay,
Can't hear
the
Karaj
crops
now.
got destroyed. We know that already. The farm, the food. There's a famine. We know there's a famine. Okay, we know that the stores are already shutting down. Last year with the so-called retail apocalypse, Sears, J.C. Penney's, all these places going out of business. Okay, it was all a ruse, and we can clearly see where things is headed. Babylon the Great is done. They're crashing this economy so they could bring in their caste system, their caste society. But before that could happen, they need chaos in the street, and that's what the brothers are going into. Travail. That's what you see happening. A woman in travail, the birth pains. That's what you see. Slowly but surely, things are gonna ramp up. Y'all
right?
got it.
If I may say this, you know, the reason why he's doing things so slowly is because he doesn't want a great uh, opposition from
He
Jake.
doesn't want a mass insurrection. He
Right,
can't handle that. I mean, they could, of course, but they want to control everything. He wants to be like they want to control everything. That's how Esau is. He's very meticulous. He studies, he searches things out, and he doesn't just do things, man. He's very calculated. He's very crafty. You got it out.
right.
Con.
because the majority of the populace here in America is heavily armed, man. You know, I believe they say it's like two guns or two or three guns per household here in America, and there's some like 327 million people here. So if they were to just outright roll out all their plans, they'll be met by heavy firepower, man. You know, that wouldn't be in their best interest. So they do things gradually, you know, like the brother was saying. You know,
And
they
you know
move.
what? You know what I was thinking too, Slocky. Not to cut you, but what also it is too. They accounted for all of this already. They accounted for that. You got that. I was gonna say they accounted for the fact that the truth was gonna come out, and that's why they have all this false news. They know that already. They want chaos, and then the more chaos is out there, you're not gonna narrow in on the truth. You see, and they can pull the truth out, and it's just all chaos. You know, you got it, Slocky.
Con.
Hey, shalom to the
Since you,
brother GMS Salt. Shalom, Maki. How about
Yeah,
Shemal Shah by Shemakah Kadash Barakathon?
hey, since you said that up, Second Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish, corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. Y'all got it.
Con. Hey, this is Psalm 64 and 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, because you know what the brother's going into is the fact that Esau is planning all of this, you know, and the reason Esau doesn't want a huge insurrection because he wants to leave something so he can govern it. You know, he don't want to rule over a pile of ash. So he's using gradualism to close in like a chess player. You know, the Lord created him on the left side. He said, what he say? The Lord made nothing imperfect. On the left hand, the Lord made a perfect creation of wickedness. And he's
Mm-hmm.
meticulous, he's diligent, he's cunning, you know, he's a hunter, you know, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's using all of the resources he has to close Jake in. So the moment Jake realized they had a slaughterhouse, it's already too late.
I got a quick pre.
Mm-hmm. The vessels of wrath fitted for destruction.
Con. I can bring out this pre real quick.
You got it up.
All right. This is I got a little bit on it, but this is Psalms chapter 9, and I'm gonna start at 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked
Mm-hmm.
is snared in the work of his own hands.
Hey,
The
if I can speak on that real quick, it said that the Lord is known by the judgment. The Lord's actions will always speak louder than his words, man. And that's how you gonna know where the Lord stand. That's how you gonna know how the Lord operating. That's how you gonna know how the Lord feel about the current world and how people are living in the world through the judgment. If he let you live, if he let you prosper, it's only for a moment concerning the wicked, you know.
and if I may say this too, you know, the reason why the majority of the earth doesn't know Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is because he's been withholding, man. He's been long suffering right now. You know, he's had that great mercy. But now we entering into that time of judgment where it's gonna be made known for a fact that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is the true power, man.
Hey, that's beautiful that you say that. Let me continue on. That's gonna lead to the end of the last bit of this. Uh, 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forgot power. For the needy shall not always be forgotten. The expectation of the poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the heathen be judged in thy sight. Put them in fear, O Lord, that the nations may know themselves to be but men. Selah.
And say that the nations may know themselves to be but men, you know, because the nations look at the sons of God who have been put in this bondage. They look down on us because they really think that they did this on their own, you know. Esau think that his own ingenuity put him at the top of the food chain. You know, Moab boasts himself against Jake because he's been winning with Esau for a portion of time. You know, but the Lord's gonna put them in fear so that they understand that they are just men. that they all are heathens, and that the Lord has a chosen people that He's been nourishing with what? With discipline. You know, in Ezekiel the 39th chapter, it say they're gonna know that the nation of Israel went into captivity for their iniquities, not because you heathens were special, but because of our disobedience. That put us under you. You know.
And Salaka, and that's why judgment has to start here first. It has to start at the house of Israel first, and then to the world, then to the heathens. So you can understand the Lord is dealing with us first. You see what I'm saying? If He just judged the whole world altogether, you wouldn't know. You see?
Facts.
Hey, going into what is that? Ecclesiasticus the 17th chapter say that the Lord nourishes His firstborn with discipline. You know,
Hey,
and the Lord does that in the sight of all nations. You know, that's why we're bearing our reproach right now for our own iniquity, for our own disobedience. Hold on, let me bring it out real quick. This is
hey,
Sirach 17 and 17 real quick, and it reads, "For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, He set a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being His firstborn, He nourisheth with discipline, and giving him the light of His love, doth not forsake him. Therefore all their works are as the sun before Him, and His eyes are continually upon their ways."
Mm.
Hey, so hey, everything Jake doing all the way down to 2/3 is like the sun on a summer day, man, to the Most High. You can't miss it. That's why the Lord gonna start at His house first, because everything Jake doing is like the sun before the Most High, the good things and the bad. And right now, the bad concerning our entire nation, the bad outweighs the good, because there's only a remnant of the nation of Israel that's turning to the Lord. You know.
Con, I got a quick pre. This is Hebrews chapter 2, and I'm gonna start at 10. And it reads, "For it became him for whom are all things, and by whom are all things, and bringing many sons unto glory, to make the captain of their salvation perfect through suffering. For both he that sanctifieth and they who are sanctified are all of one, for which cause he is not ashamed to call them brethren."
Hey, and that touches a whole nother subject in itself too, man. The fact that everything that we done, even though the Lord has given us this truth, we've still done things that are worthy of death and destruction, some of the most grievous deaths. We're deserving of those things. And the Lord, everything that He sacrificed for our sake, He's still not ashamed that he can call us brethren. That He can say, "Look, those are my little brothers. You know, those are the ones that the Lord has chosen. And what I did, me laying my life down for them, I'm not ashamed to call them brethren, even though they mess up daily. You know, and that's a faith booster in itself. That the Lord, He with us, man. Yahweh Shai ain't looking at us like a burden, like washing dishes, like, I gotta go save Jake again. He looking at brothers like he rooting for brothers, all through the spirit, the ones that the Lord gave him. Now 2/3 it's a whole nother situation, man. But bring them before me that will not that I should reign over them, and slay them before me. Because ultimately, either Jake is running from their responsibilities, or they want to be Yahweh Shai. They want that glory. You think about the Jay-Z's and LeBrons of this world, they all want that glory, but they want it without Yahweh Shai. They want it without the King of Kings. They want it to reign over their own people. They don't want it as a nation of people, man. And that's what Yahweh Shah is bringing, man. He's bringing that dominion, the commonwealth of Israel, man. That's what we entering into, the commonwealth of Israel, that every man can get a portion of that blessing that was given to our forefathers, man. That's what it's all about. And that's why Yahweh Shah said, anybody that come up any other way, the same as a thief and a robber. Your own King of Kings ain't got his blessing yet on earth. How dare you try to move before him?
I got a precept.
Got it, brother.
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of the heavenly Father, and joint heirs with Hamashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
Hey, man, it say eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what's in store for those that love the Lord, man. Those first fruits of the Spirit, man. But if you're not willing to, Like the brother got Matthew 19 and 30, but many that are first shall be last, and the last shall be first. And Yahweh Shah had to come first, lowly on the donkey, man. He had to go, it says, before honor is humility. He had to be humiliated before he received that honor. And he still hasn't really received that honor on the earth yet, man. We recognize it in the spirit. It's given to him in the heavens, but it's not completed as on earth as it is in heaven, man. And that's what we praying for and we waiting on. But if you're not willing to suffer, if you're not willing to starve with the Lord, then you're not going to eat with him on the first fruits, on the first go round. You know, Jake said that in the world all the time. Eat with the ones you starve with. You know, Yahweh Shai at the table, you know, he said, look, I'm not drinking wine again until I drink it with y'all in the kingdom. He was talking about those first fruits, them ones that was willing to suffer with him, man. Not perfectly. You know, we all fall short, but we, Lord willing, we learning and we abounding, you know. We learning discernment, we learning righteousness. All through what? Trial and error. A righteous man falls 7 times and get back up again. And that's why we was talking about this before we went live. The scriptures tell you to understand for thyself, and such as be like unto thee, you know, because ultimately this is what the Lord did all of this for the sake of the elect, those that were given to him. That prayer in John 17 was given to, was about the elect, man. I pray for them, I pray not for the world, but them that you have given me, you know. And that's why Yahweh Shah is not ashamed to call us brethren, you know, because everything he's doing is so that we can get into the kingdom, man. You know, Yahweh Shah ain't selfish. He don't want to just rule by himself. He want to see the brothers doing good too, man. You know.
You got a precept. This Luke 22 and 28. Ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations, and I appointed to you a kingdom, as my Father have appointed unto me, that ye may eat and drink at my table in my kingdom, and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
And in the ancient world, that was an honored position to be able to eat at the table of the king, man. When it reminded me of the account in Kings with King David, where King David had
Right.
Jonathan's son, and he said, "Look, Jonathan's son is gonna eat at my table continually, because that's an honorable position to be in for the for you to sit at the table of the king, man. But you got to suffer with him on this side in order to reign on the other side, man. You know."
Right.
Facts, man.
Right.
You gotta pick up and carry that cross, man. You know, yeah. I wish I led by example, man. He carried his, so hey, we got to attempt. We
And
got to pick it
it's
up.
beautiful too, because we was talking about this when Jake feeling good, you know, Jake only gets more excited and more happy when he sees his brothers and everybody around him doing good too, you know. And that's the spirit that Yahweh Shah was coming in. Yahweh Shah was like, look, hey, this is beautiful. John 15 and 14. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you. Henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. Hey, Yahweh Shai ain't hold nothing back from us. He gave us all the secrets. He gave us the breakdown. Ye that endure to the end, the same shall be saved. You suffer with me in my temptations, and I'll appoint you what? A seat at the table of the king, man. Everybody ain't gonna have that same privilege. That ain't a privilege that's gonna be given to the entire nation of Israel, man.
You got another precept.
Do me a favor, Rock.
Luke
Slovakia.
14,
Oh, never mind. I was waiting for a little
Luke
bit.
14
You got it.
26.
Go ahead.
Luke 14 and 26. If a man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple. And whosoever doeth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
And you know what that remind me of? That remind me of when men go to war, man. Because when you go to war, you know that you could lose your life. What are you doing? You put in away what you want for the betterment of what your nation. You know, when Jake was going to war against the Philistines with King David, Jake was walking out them cribs, and Jake knew that there was a possibility they might not go back to see their family, their fathers, their mothers.
Right.
But they put the kingdom over their own immediate, their own immediate circle, their own family, their own friends. And that's the same thing we're doing now. You know, it says that a man that's in the war does not entangle himself in worldly matters. Roughly paraphrasing, you know, because you in the
I
war,
got you right
man.
here.
You got it, brother.
Good. 2 Timothy 2:2. And the thing that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier.
And you fighting for the kingdom of heaven. You fighting for your nation. You know, you fighting for the earth. You fighting for nature. You know, you fighting for your own crown first and foremost, your own salvation first and foremost. But when you entangle you, when you get into this war, you putting aside your things, the things you want, the worldly affairs of your life, and you putting that on the line, and you putting your own life on the line, making your body a living sacrifice for what? For the kingdom of heaven, to bring in the usher in a
Uh,
righteous rulership.
I got a precept.
right. Let me read verse 10. It say, 2 Timothy 2, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in Hamashiach Yahweh Shah with eternal glory. You got it,
And
huh?
what do them soldiers be saying? I don't fight for the flag. I fight for the guy next to me. You know,
Facts.
whenever you're talking
Right.
about these U.S. Army commercials and these Navy commercials, you know, they talk about I fight for the guy next to me, and that's spiritual in itself, man. Because we all have been brought together. You know, the entire body of the nation of Israel, you know, have been brought together for what? To build up each brother so that we can be that perfect stone of the Lord's at the end of this movie. You know, Lord willing.
I got a
You
quick
got it,
pre.
Karai.
Oh, go ahead, Karai.
I don't know where to start, man. I had a whole bunch lined up. Yeah, the spirit. Do me a favor. You could pull for me. What is this? 1 Timothy 6:12. Because y'all were talking about how it's a fight.
1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 12. It reads, fight the good fight of faith, lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and have professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's what
that's
we
Close
pretty.
it
doing
up.
too,
Yeah.
man. Through the spirit, we fight. We fighting a good fight of faith, man. That's a hey that what did Yahweh Bashimel shall tell Edris? That is the condition of the battle. Fighting that good fight of faith. You know, Apostle Gabas say this all the time. You know, the worst enemy you have in this truth is you. You know, that battle within yourself. You know, to continue to endure. You know, to resist. To continue with Yahweh Shai and his temptations. To pick up your cross, because every brother's cross is different. And that's that fight of that good fight of faith. You know, you got it,
Yeah.
brother.
You got it, Zakari.
Yeah, this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2 at the top. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
And you have to be acceptable to even enter this furnace of adversity. You have to be considered acceptable by Yahweh Shemel Shah to even enter in at the straight gate. You can't even start basic training unless you're an acceptable man in the eyes of Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's why the beautiful thing about enduring, you already got the crown. You've already been deemed worthy meet for repentance. You just have to endure. You have to endure the chastening of the Lord. And it don't mean you got to do it perfectly. The Lord ain't looking for straight A students. The Lord looking for students that show up to class consistently, regardless of the grade.
Con.
It ain't about you making straight A's, because that's why the Lord said it's not of works that no man may boast. You ain't know what's your spiritual GPA, Op. Yeah, I got a 3.7. Well, I got a 4.0, Op. Because that's what Jake was doing in the old world, man. What's your GPA in the letters of the law? What your fringe is looking like? Now it's of work. It's not of works. It's of faith that we all may receive that commonwealth. But you got to be willing to go through
Con.
that straight gate and continue show up to class every day, even if you got an F yesterday.
Done.
Yahweh Shah,
I
Yahweh
got a
Shah died.
precept.
Yahweh Shah died so you could make an F and still come to class. And that's
Done.
spiritual in itself. You got it up.
Just a precept to back you up, bro. This First Timothy 4:8. For bodily exercise profit little, but godliness is profitable unto all things, having promise of life that now is, and of that which is to come. So you can work out all day long and get swole. Hey, but that ain't gonna get you salvation, man. Hey, going to the same analogy, man. It don't matter how big you get, that ain't gonna save you, man. Hey, you can make all the A's you want to, man. Hey, how about Shema? I don't care about that, man. You got it, huh?
We talk about this on the highways and hedges all the time. You got elite soldiers that been doing dirt in the Navy for 20 plus years. And when it come to crunch
Done.
time, not only are they gonna be crying, but you may have Jake with spiritual power who ain't lift a weight a day in his life. Take down
Done.
some of these elite guys who've been putting in work for 20, 15 plus years. All they know is
Right.
slinging iron. That's all they know. All they know
That's
is
all
putting
they
people
know.
down. Come
Mm-hmm.
on, man. That's why the Lord said, hey, strength shall not prevail. You're not, matter of fact, let me get that real quick. This is 1 Samuel 2 and 2 and 9. All right. And it reads, He will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness, for by strength shall
Mm-hmm.
no man prevail. Hey, it don't matter how strong you think you are. By strength shall no man prevail, man. It's about Yahweh
Done.
Shemel Shai, and that's it. Only Yahweh Shemel Shai's elect is gonna make it through this successfully. You're gonna have heathens make it through it, but they make it through to get in chains, to wear them bracelets, and turn them big rocks into little rocks. But you're gonna have very few men of the nation of Israel, that remnant that's gonna actually be able to prevail. And that's through what? It's not through their own strength. It's through Yahweh Shemel Shai, man.
Done.
Pull a pre for me
Beautiful
out
precept.
real quick.
Con, what you
Colossians,
need?
Isaiah 8. You can start at 13.
This is Isaiah 8 and verse 13, right here. Sanctify the Lord of hosts himself. Sanctify Yahweh Shemel Shai himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. Ooh. And he shall be for a sanctuary, before a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
And many among them shall stumble in Salakia. You want me to keep reading up?
Yeah, you keep going. Keep going.
And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken.
One
Bind
more.
up the testimony, seal the law among my disciples.
Hey, and I had that before, but that pretty much surmises everything you guys are saying, man. You know, you gotta seek the Lord, and but also it's a stumbling block. Also, it's for us. It's predestined for us, Lord's willing, and it's also for a snare. You know, a rock of offense to the 2/3.
Hey, it is because
Mm-hmm.
Jake think that it's some being self-willed, man. In this world, they teach you to be self-willed. That's the quality of ambition. One of the qualities of success is being self-willed. But we're finding out now that having faith in Yahweh Shem Shah is the prerequisite for success on the
Self,
long term, man.
yeah, self-willed is completely contrary to the scriptures. It said, "Lean not on your own understanding."
Boom, boom.
So that's wickedness, man. That's witchcraft. Let's go back to Esau Edom and his bullshit. YOLO, you only live once. Strongest survive. His this Babylon juice, this wine.
Hey, going into
I
that quote
got
of them
one. This.
saying, Salaki, going into that quote of them saying, I'm the captain of my own soul. That poem, that some kind of poem that I forget who wrote it, but it was an Edomite. And he said, "I'm the captain of my own soul." That whole self-willed nature is all crumbling. I mean, you see people who spent their whole life plotting on a promotion that may never happen, plotting on a promotion for a company that may never make it out of coronavirus. Putting years in labor into a company that may not even exist when this coronavirus is done. And what was it all for,
Uh,
man? Being
Hey,
self-willed, man.
that's why the Lord says store up your treasures in heaven, man. That's exactly why He says store up your treasures in heaven, man. Because all that schooling and all them degrees and all that everything that you invested your time and put your time and effort into has come to naught. A lot of these companies aren't even opening back up.
mm,
So it was it
mm,
in all actuality it was for naught, man. Crazy.
And you know what the difference is? The difference is that they put their heart and their trust in it. So
Con.
when you put your heart and your confidence in something that don't appear, it don't work out for you. Now you devastated, and now you got to do what? You got to rebuild your foundation because your
Mm,
whole foundation was built on your job, what your bank account looked like, how many guns you got, how much you bench press, what kind of car you drive. When your foundation is built on those type of things, in a time like this, you're gonna crumble because your faith and your confidence and your trust was put in things of material. It
con.
wasn't put on Yahweh Shem Shah, but when it's in Yahweh Shem Shah, you can weather any storm. You can have a lot or a little, and you're gonna know how to weather that storm.
done. Quick free. Back you up, brother. Ecclesiastes 5 and 7. Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shah, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Set not thy heart upon goods unjustly gotten, for they shall not profit thee in the day of calamity. You
Mm,
got it.
It says, "Woe to those that trust in riches, man, vain riches. Wearying yourself in wickedness, because all of this stuff
Mm,
that Babylon has is ill-gotten, down to every penny we make. It's ill-gotten because it was built on wickedness. The whole foundation was wicked, and we
done.
seeing that all of these things shall melt and heaven shall pass away with a great noise and fervent heat. We understand not to put our heart and trust in these things, man, because they're all what? Temporal. Moth doth corrupt these things, these material things, man. But when your foundation is built on those material things, in a time like this, you might have a heart attack. You're definitely not gonna
Mm,
sleep good. You're definitely not gonna eat good because you worried, because your
done.
whole confidence was built on a system that was bound to crumble. It was a matter of
mm.
time.
Mm,
But you forgot that because you was running the rat race. So you forgot that it was bound to happen.
Hey, 1 Timothy 6 and 17.
First Timothy 6:17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy.
Hey, and the most expensive and most valuable thing that you can have on this planet right now is peace of mind. Ain't a price you can put on that right now. It's the most
None.
valuable thing you can have right now is peace of mind in Yahweh Shemel Shah. Without that, it don't matter what you got, man. You know, whether you got a lot or a little, if you don't trust in Yahweh Shemel Shah, it don't matter, man. And people finding that out right now, man. What you got in your closet don't matter because you can't go nowhere. What kind of car you drive don't mean nothing because it's collecting dust in the parking lot. And this is just a small example of the Most High showing that if you put your trust in material, you're going to crumble in that day because none of that stuff matter.
Mhm.
Verse, go down to verse 19, Baba Kashaw, please.
Laying up in store
No, Slaki,
for
18.
themselves.
Keep going from, like,
First
keep
Timothy
going
6
down.
and 18.
Yeah, Khan, Slaki.
That they do good, that they be rich in good works, ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against the time to come, that they may lay hold on eternal life.
Hey, that's what the riches that doth not corrupt. That's the kind of 4K you want. And you see how quickly 401ks can turn upside down at the drop of a hat. All the Most High got to do is whisper it. Hey, or all he got to do is look at one of the angels and give him a nod, and he know what time it is. And everything that you put your trust in just crumble. But if you put it in good works, if you put it in your Yahweh Shema Shah, your hope is not going to be frustrated. And that's the time we in. We in a time where those who believe in the Most High, He's making our boldness manifest. Because you don't even know why you in good spirits. That's got to come from on high. That don't come from you, what you do. That's a gift that's given to you. Why? Because you've been laboring in the spirit to receive that fruit. Trusting in Yahweh Shema Shah has to come through experience.
I
It's
got
not just lip
God.
service. You got it, brother.
this is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which built his house upon
Mhm.
a rock. And the rain descended, and the
God.
floods came, and the wind blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded
Salakia,
upon a rock.
Salakia, real quick. I gotta stop because we were talking about the rock again. That's what Jake is lacking. That rock, which is what the chief cornerstone, which is
Chief
Yahweh Shai.
cornerstone.
They leaning on their own understanding. You got it out from the top, Baba Kashaw.
Con. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man, which buildeth his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, symbolizing that tribulation that the brothers is going into as well. It says, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man, which built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it.
Hey, Baba Kashaw, let me I gotta read this. I still had it. I'm gonna read this one more time since it goes perfectly. Back in Isaiah 8 and 13. Sanctify the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shem Yahushua himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling and a rock of offense to both houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to
Mhm.
the inhabitants of Jerusalem. You see, you gotta sanctify the Lord. Let Him be your rock. But 2/3 they don't want. Man, that's
Con.
crazy. You got it
They want
up.
to try to be their own rock,
God.
man.
Hey, and I gotta back you up with this. 33. As it is written, what the brother just read, Romans 9 and 33. As it is written, behold, I lay in Zion a stumbling block and rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. You got it.
I got a precept to back you up too. This is Luke 2:34. And Simeon blessed him and
Yeah.
told him to Mary his mother. Behold, this child is
Mm-hmm.
set for fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which
Mm-hmm.
spoken again.
Hmm. Got it, Nahoya?
He left out real quick.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay. Go ahead, speak on it, brother. One of y'all want to speak on it?
So basically, Yahweh Shai, man, he's set for the rising of the elect, the 144,000 and 1/3, and he's set for the downfall of 2/3 of the nation of Israel because they just won't get it, man. They just won't receive this gospel, man, this good news.
Hey, cause what did you read verse 15? Karai, you didn't read 15, did it? In Isaiah 8, it say and many among them shall stumble and shall fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. Why? Because they didn't, man. And it's simple, man. They didn't want to come to this truth. So this is Isaiah 3 and 1. Hey, 2/3, this is their lot. Isaiah 3 and 1. For behold, the Lord Yahweh of hosts, do taketh away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. So they will not have a covering in that day. As the brother read, go back to this. Isaiah 8 and 13. Sanctify the Lord Yahweh Bahashim of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. And he shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling block and for a rock of offense to both the house of Israel, I mean the northern and southern kingdom, for a gin and for a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, man. So the Lord is going to take away that stay and that stay out, which is what? Your comfort, your comforter. What did King David say in Psalm 69 and 22, man? That which should have been for their welfare, let it become a trap, man,
Let it become
and
a
a snare.
trap and a snare. Con.
Your covering that you supposed to have, it ain't gonna be there, man. There will be no covering for 2/3. There will be no. Hey, that's cold, man. Won't
And
be
I
no sanctuary, man. Won't be no wings to hide behind, man. Proverbs 18 and 10 say what, man?
right.
The Lord is a strong tower. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. The righteous run into it and it's safe, man. 2/3 will not have that, man.
I got
Y'all
a
got
pre
it.
for you out real quick. Um, it's Second Timothy 3 and 1. The main point is in 7. Um, somebody want to read it? The main point is in 7, but this go it's perfectly what you're saying, and it speak to this time, man. This is two
I got it.
thirds.
What
Go
is it?
ahead, Doc.
Oh,
2 Timothy 3 and 1. And I'll start at 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous,
mhm.
boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. For of this sort are they which creep into houses and led captive silly women laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts, ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
And that described Jake 2/3 to a T, man. He nailed him down to the nth degree.
And that describes Jake in this modern world and all of the platforms that these people love so much, man. All of these platforms that people love so much cater to these type of things, man. It caters to the lust of the flesh. It caters to being the lover of your own selves. It caters to being truce breakers, incontinent, all right, despisers of those that are good, all right, because you can't get a whole bunch of followers in this world doing anything outside of wickedness, man. A
And
form of godliness, going into church,
con.
but denying
Hey,
the power thereof. You gotta
no, no, and the main point, like, oh, ever learning and never coming into understanding, man. They know it. They know it all, man. They know everything, you know.
but
Especially
never
the
able, never
yeah,
able to come into the knowledge, man.
nope, nope.
I that's bringing it back to the first scripture that we brought out in Jeremiah 30:7. This is how you also know that we entering into those times, man. Because all these traits are abounding in the earth right now. People lovers of their own selves. You got all these social media sites. Covetous want everything everybody else got. Boasters, they proud. All this is waxing worse and worse in our generation. That's how you know we entering into that time of Jacob's trouble, man. And I want to bring out this too. In Daniel's chapter 12 and verse 1, it says, Salaki, just got off the page. It says Daniel's 12 and 1. It says, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince was standing for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at the end, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. And they that be wise shall shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. And this is what we've seen in the earth, happening in the earth right now, man. Many are wicked to everlasting life, many are wicked to everlasting shame and contempt, and knowledge is increasing within this earth, man. You know, and like the brother said, people know, the knowledge is out here. People know what's up. They know the scriptures, they know the prophecies, they know the true men of the Lord, they know who's got the true message, but they're never able to come to the full knowledge of the truth, man.
Yeah, because it's just like execution against wickedness is not executed speedily. To get something, a spiritual blessing, that don't happen overnight. That's why Jake always looking for the get rich quick, the me. What's going to help me win right now? Jake, we don't had countless Jakes on the highways and hedges. We tell them what they got to do, and they trying to figure out a way to win right now, man. Not understanding that you got to toil, you got to have patience, you got to actually work for it, you got to earn it. That's how the Father deal, man. Anything you get without having to work for it, you should be worried. The Most High make us work for these things, man. That's the only way we're gonna appreciate it. We working for the kingdom by the sweat of our brow, literally. But when we get the kingdom, what's gonna happen? We're gonna appreciate it more because we're not like a trust fund baby. We weren't just born into a world where everything is perfect for us. We had to earn it. And Jake don't want to take that ride. Jake want to take the short temporary rest. But the temporary rest always gets you the long-term judgment, man.
Right. Hey,
Con.
any position in the king's court takes, you got to earn it, man. Just look at Daniel. To earn that position that he had with Nebuchadnezzar, he had to earn that position, man, by showing forth his wisdom, by toiling, man. Likewise us with the kingdom of heaven, we have to, in order for us to be in that high position that we want to be in, we have to toil. We have to earn that position. It's just not going to be handed to us. The Lord isn't going to treat us like trust fund babies.
I got a quick pre-op. Got a quick one. This is Ecclesiastes 7. I'll start at verse 7 and 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof,
Beginning.
and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. You got it.
And we are learning patience, man. We are learning patience. Knowing the definition of patience is different from the wisdom of patience through experience. There's a huge difference. And the Lord is teaching us
Understanding.
patience. Right.
Beautiful. Understand with all thy getting, get understanding, and that goes to the elders, man. They put words up to get the proper understanding, the meaning of a word, right? The
Right.
etymology, the truth of a word, and what patience goes into suffering, and that's why you read the scriptures and you search it, you fully understand, man, and it comforts you. Go ahead, Art.
And the Lord take you through personal journeys so that these kind of qualities and concepts are cemented in your journey. So that you don't just know because you read about Daniel. You know personally. You may not have been through a trial on the level of Daniel or David, but you've been on a trial that has cemented patience in you, that has forced you to have more faith than you had before. Those are personal things that the Father is teaching every son. The Father is teaching every son these personal qualities through experience, man. Not just showing us the blue letter, not just giving us Edamon online. You got trials and tribulations now and in the future that you're going to go through that's going to submit these concepts. That's what this life is about. If brothers say this all the time. This is our captivity. Now Esau said, but he don't mean it. But what do they talk about? The call of prisons, rehabilitation centers.
Hmm.
We are being rehabilitated. But if you don't look at this captivity like an opportunity of rehabilitation, if you look at it like you just gonna do your time, then it's not gonna be profitable for you. The Lord wants us to learn a very beautiful lesson in order for us to rule in the kingdom to come. The Lord wants us to learn some lessons here. Before he lets us loose and gives us the kingdom, we have to be rehabilitated. And that starts
That,
here. That starts in the
ah,
spirit. You got it, brother.
that, no, that's a beautiful point you just made. We're in captivity, right? And we got to do what? Renew our mind, right? Like they say, brainwash. We got to get rid of the
Right.
old man. You got to rehabilitate yourself because we in prison, we in captivity. But 2/3 they just want to play basketball, eat honey buns. They just want to chill in prison. That was a
Jake
beautiful
just
analogy,
a
Out. You got
hey,
it.
Jake just want the perks. Jake don't want to actually use his time to their benefit, their spiritual benefit. Jake want the little temporary perks. Man, I just want to. Hey,
Ooh,
I love captivity.
yo, Ox. So now think about it in prison. Parole is coming up, right? We about to get paroled, but you got to go before the damn what the fuck the
The
parole
board.
board. Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
How much y'all, man? They ain't ready. They ain't been doing shit. You know, you ain't
Hey,
go to
hey,
parole. They
if you
got no
brothers
work.
ever saw Shawshank Redemption, when the dude was
Yeah.
about to get paroled, he was like, man, you know, I don't
Yeah,
need. He went out into the world and he didn't even know how to
Oh, the
operate. He ended
old
up
man, the
killing.
old dude that
Yeah,
hung himself. Yeah, 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 yeah.
because
He was in prison for so
he
long. Yeah.
he would rather be locked up.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And that's Jake mindset because really Jake in their mind, they don't really want to rule nothing. They don't want to rule nations. They don't even want to rule themselves.
It's too much work. It's too much
It's
work.
too much work.
God.
Exactly. It takes work.
And you know what? And they don't think they think that they got to do it all by themselves, man.
And
The
Jake,
Lord
no,
is with us, man. You got it.
yo, Jake don't even want to think. They want you to think for them. Jake is lazy, man. They want you to think for them. Jake don't want to do nothing, man. They just want to just chill, man. Dwell in tents, just chill, man. Plain.
And you know what?
Uh,
That's why in the kingdom, the 144 gonna be the governing body, man, because they exercise the ability to try now in captivity. We're learning how to rule, beginning with ourselves. We're learning how to rule right now, beginning with ourselves, and we do that through trial and error.
yeah.
Nobody doing it perfect, and if we did it perfect, Yahweh Shah would have no need to have came on the earth and did what he did. He did that so we could learn right now.
If
and
I
we
may,
starting and we starting with ourselves by putting our bodies in subjection, man. We're making ourselves better, so that Lord's willing, we done man, we will be the ultimate rulers, man. We will be the ultimate judge. We'll know how to judge things, and that's crazy, man, because you tell Jake, man, you know, you gonna be you want to be a ruler, start with yourself. All right. Let me see if you're a ruler, uh, if you're a ruler, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're a ruler, if you're a ruler pedigree. So start with yourself. Okay. Do this, and that. Don't eat bacon. Don't commit adultery. Don't do these. If you can start with these little things, then we can work you up to the next level. And
Ruling class mentality.
Con, and Jake refused to do the baby steps. He refused to even attempt the baby steps to get to a certain level.
So
Because, like
what? He
Karaya
start
said, Jake
making
want to chill.
excuses. He make excuses instead of just obeying. He start with the making excuses and bull and trying to rationalize shit, and that's the
Exactly.
problem.
If I may
You
say
know,
this too, Salakia, if I may say this too, experience is the best teacher, man. You can sit here and spew all day about something that you heard about, but when you've actually experienced it, you're able to better give better details. You're able to better explain it. You're better able to guide somebody through it. Likewise, this captivity, likewise, this rulership. Since we've been through
oh,
it, we're going to be able to guide
Salakiaki,
other nations better.
you gotta pull Yahushai. That's why Yahushai. They talk about Yahushai didn't come in the flesh, born, the virgin birth and all this nonsense. It behooved him to come like us, man. It behooved him.
Right?
That's the whole purpose. Go
Come.
ahead, pull that from me out, please. It behooved him to come like his brethren.
Got you.
Hey, well, let me read this real quick while you got that. While you getting that. This is just to the point. This is Revelation chapter 5, verse 10. And has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. You got it.
This is Hebrews chapter 2,
Hey,
verse.
one second, Doc. Let me get the Greek word for rain. All right, I want to
Come.
get the Hebrew word for rain. Let me see that.
Come.
So this is rain in Greek. All right, let's see.
Strong's G 936. Basiluo. Basiluo.
All right, and it says to be king, to
Mm,
exercise kingly power,
mm,
to reign, of the governor of a province, of the rule of the Messiah, of the reign of the Christians in the millennium,
mm.
to
Hebrew Israelite.
exercise, look at this, to
Mm,
exercise the highest influence to control. But if you can't control you, you can't even begin to understand how it feels to control on a higher level.
Right.
ruling class
Con,
mentality, man. Yeah.
A man that have no rule over his own spirit, man.
Right. Come.
That's why the Lord is teaching us now. This is when Yahweh Shah said, haven't the scripture say ye are gods?
Right.
And we learning how to have dominion beginning with ourselves. We learning to have that dominion now inside of your own flesh. And you learning through what? Through trial and error. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you have to really do it, it's going to be real consequences. Real lives are going to be lost at every mistake you make. So you got to learn now. Us learning how to rule our own spirit, our own realm, which is the immediate family we're around, our immediate environment. Learning how to rule yourself and govern that situation. If you can handle that, then the Lord will make you ruler over many, man. But you got
Come.
to
con,
start small.
And like me and the brother was talking about it earlier today, man. The Lord is giving us the opportunity to practice rationalizing our decisions throughout this by way of the scriptures, man, on a day-to-day basis. We're on a day-to-day basis, we're presented with different decisions that we have to make. Some of us are put in the leadership positions and where we have to make decisions for the team. And the Lord is putting us in that position so that we can exercise that rulership mentality. You know,
Hey, come. Hey, you saying that real quick. Hey, let me read this. First Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiveth not the things of the spirit of power, but they are foolishness unto him. Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerned. But he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. For
Now,
who hath
Salakia, why would Paul say that if he wasn't talking to those who are meant to be kings and priests?
come?
A spiritual man judgeth all things, and he himself is judge of no man, because what? The head of every man is who? Hamashiach.
Done.
But if you're not willing to take that gate, if you're not willing to take that path, and you a son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then you're gonna be put in the 2/3, and you're gonna have to come through the loins and learn this. It's gonna be automatic because you didn't choose it. It's gonna be put into you automatically. But there's no reverence in that. That's why the first fruits are so special, because they tried when they didn't have it. When we were in captivity, you think about Jake in jail, Jake in prison. They only had a few moments to themselves to decide what they want to do at that time. And what they decide to do at that time dictates their future, really. Jake spend that time reading and learning about a certain trade. Jake get out and get him a gig, Lord willing. But if you spent that time bullshitting, playing cards, doing things that don't profit you, when you actually free to do whatever you like, you don't have no skill. You don't have what the Lord needs for you to have rulership.
Hey, Shalaki, going back to
and then you
go ahead,
worse
Hagar.
off than before you, and then you worse off before you even went in. Because the more that you in, the longer that you in there, the world passes you by, man. Your connects change, your click change. So now you coming out. Go ahead, Art.
I was gonna say that's prison analogy is so perfect, man. It's just beautiful, and that's what happened. Your leisure, that scripture that you love, Zakaria, was that in Wisdom of Sight, that second Ezra. Your leisure, like Nahoya was going into, what you do in your leisure time, because we in prison, Why is this echoing? Is that me echoing? That's me echoing?
I believe so.
You good. You good, up. It sounds good on my end.
Okay,
I hear an echo.
I was saying.
Hold on, now I don't hear him at all. Oh, there we go.
Con, I can hear you.
Karaya talking?
Look like he froze for a minute. Look like he's frozen or something.
All right, Con. But going into that until Karaya screen get fixed. Hey, what the brothers are going into is perfect though, man. Because right now we're in a time of captivity, But there's inside of that time of captivity, there's opportunities to rehearse and become better. To use this time to be rehabilitated. Because what the Lord is asking us to do on the other side in the kingdom is rulership and dominion. The brother brought that out beautifully in Revelations 5. And we shall reign on the earth. That's to have the highest influence and control. And how do you learn to have high influence and control? By your own discipline.
Done.
How do you know when to exercise mercy? You know it through experience because of the mercy the Lord had on you.
Right.
How do you understand why it's necessary to have judgment? Because you're witnessing the actions of 2/3 and what they continue to do. You understand why judgment is necessary. And all of these things the Lord is using to rehabilitate us as the sons of God that we were in the garden. But this way we actually appreciate it, because when we started off in the garden, we didn't know no other way. There was no reason to appreciate what we had because we didn't know anything different. Now we live in something completely different. And because we live in that different, we appreciate what we had in the beginning. So now what are we doing? We're fighting to get back to it.
Hey, beautiful. Hey, I'm here thinking, right? So, 1 Corinthians 14:32, it said the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophet, right? So the Lord say there's no remembrance of former things, right? So you got to come back and relearn it all over again, but he already instilled it in you if he wants you to get it. So you got to come back and learn it all over again, right? Why? Because that's the same walk, man. So it's the same walk over and over, man. You come back, hey, and if he wants you to get it, you get it. And you get it all over again. Hey, from what? Job 8:8, man. Right? Search out thy fathers, man, in the old path. Right? And walk therein. So it's beautiful, man.
It's
Yeah, I
like
got a
taking,
precept real quick. You got it, Rakaya. Slakia.
my bad. It's like taking a test over and over again, the same test.
Right,
When you
right,
know that,
bro. Right.
you got it, bro.
I want to get this precept real quick. This is Titus 3, and I'll start at 4. But after that, the kindness and love of Yahweh Bashim Shai, our Savior, toward man appeared, not by works of righteousness, which we have done, but according to his mercy he saved us by the washing of regeneration and the
Mm-hmm.
and renewing of the Holy Spirit. All right,
There it
so
is.
every lifetime we live and then we learn these important lessons. All right. And once we learn these lessons, we come back on the earth to relearn them until the Lord sees fit that we're ready. All
Right.
right. The Lord told Edris, until the time is fulfilled in you, according to the seed, into your lifetimes.
Right.
Because we had to continue to do this. Job was talking about, he was going to see the Son of Man coming. He was going to see the Savior.
Right.
He was going to see his Redeemer, and he understood the washing of regeneration. And we're still learning those. We've been walking the straight gate. Lord willing, we're those men. We've been walking the straight gate since we left the garden.
Con.
It's been a series of lifetimes, like what is that? Cloud Atlas.
Yep.
Different time period, same life, same
Same.
lessons.
Yep.
And we just learning to be better and better until the time appointed.
Right.
A
Practice
lawgiver
it, man.
shall, and what did
God.
the Lord tell Judah? A lawgiver shall come out of thy loins until Shiloh come, man.
Right. Right. Con.
We've been
Yep.
learning until Shiloh was perfected. The first Adam had to be perfected first. And that was through what? Through a lot of washing of regenerations.
Mm-hmm.
And he was what? The first of many brethren. He's the first one to make parole on death.
Con.
I got a precept for you.
You got it out.
This is Proverbs 24:16. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief.
Right. And that fall going to man, hey, we all fell asleep. The hopefully elect, they all fell asleep and they rose again, man. It's a twofold scripture, man, because hey, we know, hey, brothers fall and get back up, certain things, hey, and that go into hey, you fell asleep and the Lord, hey, First Corinthians 14 and 32, man. You come back in your lot, man. Your lot is your lot.
Con,
Ezekiel 18 and 20. The righteous shall be upon the righteous, and the wicked shall be upon the wicked, man. So hey, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, but
con,
that's the reason, Salaki, that's the reason that Yahweh Shah died, man. To give
Con.
us that window of opportunity to learn from our
Right,
mistakes.
right,
Because
right.
there's certain avenues inside the law where if you made certain mistakes, you couldn't get back.
Con.
Yeah, hey,
and the
can you hear
only
me?
way you'll be able to fall is if you take the step first, man. You got to take that step first in order for you to fall and to get back up again, man. But if you never take that step, you won't you won't be able to go through that trial and error period.
Can y'all
And
hear me?
and 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 that's what's going on with 2/3. They're not even willing to attempt to take that step. No
Well,
self.
you gotta understand they can't take it, bro. They
Con.
can't. They can't. That's not part of their lot, man.
It's not in them.
The Lord ain't put it in
Can
them.
y'all hear me?
It ain't their lot, man.
Kanye, I can hear you.
That's the scary part of this, man. It's
I hear
not
ya.
their lot, man. You got it. Y'all got it.
No, like you said,
Can
man.
y'all
That's
hear me?
that,
Real
that,
quick.
that that's the scary part of it,
Okay,
man.
cool.
The Lord is the director. The writer, the director, and we just blessed to have the role. Lord's willing, we the men that we have. You know what
Lord
I
willing.
mean?
Lord willing, man. Lord willing, man. Lord willing, bro. It's
Con out.
scary, man. Y'all got it, man.
Okay, real quick. Get that Hebrews for me now. Perfect segue. Hebrews start 2 and 14. Perfect
All right.
segue. Segue. Go all the way down to 18.
It's Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 14. It says, Follow peace with all men and holiness without which no man shall see the Lord. Looking
That's
diligently.
not it. Hebrews.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hebrews 2:14.
My bad. I was in chapter 12. All right, Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 14. It says, "For as much then as the children are partakers of the flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil."
Hey,
And
Ricard, Salakia. You kind of like got like a blur, like a you go in and come out, like you close to your headphone, your speakerphone.
yeah, my bad. Let me see.
I can hear him. I ain't hear no cutoffs.
No, he ain't cut off. It was like blurring out.
Okay.
Yeah. No, he didn't cut off.
Let me try it this way. Uh, back in Hebrews 2 and 14 again, it says, "For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham."
The Salakia. He said, what it said? We were subject to bondage, which is what? The flesh. That's what it's talking about. It breaks itself down perfectly. I don't know how they don't understand this, man. How can't you see this, man? This is simple, because we're the creatures trapped in the everlasting change of
Darkness. I
was
was
of
thinking the
darkness.
same thing.
Yeah, time,
Con.
time.
Con. You
Curtis,
got it, Ricard.
it says, "For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. For in that he himself have suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted."
And that word succor goes into help. He's able to help them that are tempted. You know why? Because he been through the flesh. He know. And for this wise, Yahweh Shah came, man, that he would conquer this journey, man. Because when you go into verse 16 at Salakia, let me go back. When you go to verse 15, it says to deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Because Jake was going to continue to do this cycle, man. And
Right.
through fear of death, man. And Esau used that as a weapon. You're going to die one day. You might as well live it up.
Right. Yep.
Not realizing that you got to come back and do this thing again until you get the lesson right.
So you get it
And that's
right.
why the Lord is done with the whole nation getting the lesson right. He just want the remnant.
Right. Con.
As long as they can learn the lesson and they believe on the Lord, I deal with them. 2/3, the Lord done washed his hands of them. And they got to learn through death by pain until further notice.
Con.
And really going back into our beginning conversation, that's mercy. Because death is better than a continual sickness. Because if you're
Right.
going to continue to contribute to your nation falling,
Ooh.
it's better that you be dismissed. If you're going to continue to contribute to the downfall of your people, you better off being dismissed. There's no use for you on the earth. If you're a son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, your whole purpose of being on the earth is to give glory to the Heavenly Father and to be an example of righteousness. If you're not going to follow suit and do that, if you're not going to accept your role and responsibility as a son of the Most High, then you are a vessel of no value right now. And the Lord ain't create nothing without a use or a purpose. That's why brothers always say Esau just doing his job. It's Jake that's got to catch up.
Con. Hey,
You
just
got
read
it
this
free?
point,
Oh,
right?
that was my bad.
Micah 3 and verse 4. It reads, Then shall they cry to the Lord Yahweh, but he would not hear them. He would even hide his face from them at that time, we're in Jacob's trouble, as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings, man. Ill. It's a ill in their doings, man. That's their Isaiah 1, man. They sick, man. 2/3 is sick. We all sick, but only the remnant is going to return to Yahweh Shema Shah. You got us, Karaya.
No, you've seen. I put it up there already. Isaiah 1 and 2. That I was thinking all the way down. You know, I was already
Con.
thinking
I ain't
that.
even see it. Con. Yeah, man. Jake ill, man. Sick, man. And he said, again, Micah 3 and 4, then shall they cry unto the Lord Yahweh, but he would not hear them. When, man? Jacob's trouble, man. When all hell breaking loose, man. He would even hide his face from them at that time, and they have behaved. It's as they have behaved themselves ill in their doings. Now he tell you in Hosea 5 and 15, he will hide his face until they seek him. Right? Real quick.
Hey,
Hosea 5
real
and
quick before
15.
you go, in Micah 3 and 4, the word for ill is ra'ah. All right. And here's the definition: it says to be bad, be evil, to be displeasing, to be sad, to be injurious, be evil, to be wicked, be evil ethically. You know, because Jake
Wow.
is supposed to be a representation of righteousness.
Mm.
So the Lord's gonna hide his face from you because you're not fulfilling your purpose on the earth, man. You're
Right.
supposed to be a vessel of righteousness, a vessel of honor.
Come. So Hosea 5 and 15 say, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense. And 2/3 will not acknowledge their offense, man. And seek my face in their affliction. They will seek me early. Talking about the elect,
Hey,
man.
Salakia. That, hey, the prison got to come back up again. When you go into the parole board, what's the first thing you got to do?
Right.
Admit
Come.
to that damn crime, man. You ain't getting out. And what did the Lord say? till you acknowledge the offense. Damn, man, this thing cold, man. Cold as ice.
Con.
And what he say? What he say? Scourges for amendment.
Right.
What is it?
Yeah.
Hey, that's why we go into this all the time. The Lord ain't no bully, man. You know, what's about to happen to Jake is something Jake asked for after all other opportunities have been used and exhausted.
You right. He asked for it too. They asked because he said, "Let the blood fall upon us and our children." They did ask for it, you know.
Con.
And I was gonna say to your point about earlier how you were saying how the Lord done exhausted all avenues, right? What did he say? He put the curses on us, man, for a sign and a wonder, man. What more do? That's how we woke up. We was like, damn, we read them curses. We were like, that's us, that's me, you know. But Jake still can't get it, man. I don't know.
Hey.
No, we do know they gotta be retired until further notice. We do know. And we understand fully. We understand fully now, more perfectly now than ever, that this is the path Jake gonna choose every time. When Moses told us, choose life or choose death. This is the decision they've made every time, man. They've chose the left hand time every time. And the Lord said, look, if you're not gonna choose me, I don't want you when you're back against the wall and I'm your only option. I want you to choose me. The Lord said he likened our nation unto a
Salakia,
comely and
real quick,
delicate woman.
No. My bad. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead. You got it.
Now you got it. Go ahead.
You got it. My bad. No, I was gonna say, we be talking about movies. I forgot. I just watched another one that you should watch. It's called In the Grass or some shit like that. The Tall Grass. It's on Netflix. Something about the grass, and I'm not gonna give it away, but it's basically reincarnation. Like it's summing up what you said. They keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. They keep dying and coming back until they realize, that's how they got out. You had to change. They had to change. I'm not gonna say what it was, but you had to change something. But they kept doing the same mistakes over and over. That just brought that to mind. You got it, Salakia.
Hey, beautiful. This is Zephaniah 1 and 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, The Lord Yahweh will not do good, neither will he do evil. What does a person always say? I ain't did nothing wrong. I ain't did nothing wrong. The Lord ain't gonna, bother me because, hey, I ain't did nothing wrong, man. Everything is all good. That's Jake.
I'm a
Sell on
good
his
person.
knees, man.
I'm a good person. I ain't killing nobody.
Right,
I ain't out there stealing.
right,
Or they saved, or they got saved already.
right, con. Hey, I help feed the homeless. Yeah, yeah,
Hey, going into that precept where it says having a form of godliness, because
con.
ultimately Jake think that they have a form of godliness that pass the requirements for them to be good,
Right,
and that's what
right,
they base their life on. That's why they don't look at themselves in the mirror and say I'm filthy.
yeah,
They don't look at themselves in the mirror and say I'm a filthy rag. Like I'm a decent person, you
Yep.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
Even Jake
Going
that
to
kill people,
fear.
Jake be like, I ain't kill nobody that ain't deserve it. I ain't robbed nobody that ain't deserve it.
right,
It's
right,
they got their own form of righteousness, but it's
right,
not of the Most High's righteousness, and that's all that matter.
right. Hey, that's what your boy said in King of New York. Hey, I never stuck it to nobody. They have it coming to him. Oh yeah, Scarface said that too. Yeah, Al Pacino said that in Scarface. Hey, they had it
Going to
coming
that
to
same
him,
point that
man.
their fear towards the Lord is taught by the precepts of men. Because
Con,
we clearly tell you
Facts.
what the Lord, why, and how you should fear the Lord, and
right,
the consequences. But they don't want to hear that. They want to hear smooth things.
con.
We,
Hey, the law done away with, brother. We can do whatever we want to do. The law's done away with. My pastor said, hey, well, that same pastor is going to die by sword and famine, and you and your family. Yeah.
what he said, they both shall. If the blind leadeth the blind, they
They
both shall
both
fall in the
just
ditch.
con, con. Yeah.
And that pit is ultimately that destruction, because we come into a time, you know, uh, the brothers Zakari brought this out a few times where he was going into did you think when Yahushua was like, did you think the men of Shiloh, they was the most wickedest ones when that tower fell on them?
Right.
Nah,
Con.
but let's you
That
repent.
Luke 13.
All of that, you think you good by your standards. The whole Nipsey Hustle, he was a man of the community. Hey, the Lord
Right.
says, lest you repent, I don't care. It don't matter how decent you think you are.
Con.
That ain't the metric system that the Lord is judging you on. That you can't go to the parole board and say, well, I ain't, I ain't robbed nobody that ain't deserve it. You ain't gonna be able to go to the parole board with that. That's
I
set
can't,
requirements.
I can't say I kept it real, nigga. I was a real nigga, man. I stuck to the street code. I ain't snitch. I followed all the guidelines. I can that don't work. I gotta obey their rules, not the street code.
Con. And like you said, you said, hey, like you were saying, I gotta obey their rules. We have to obey Yahweh's rules, man. And ultimately, those are the only rules that matter, man. Right and wrong. Right and wrong is in this right here. Society don't tell you what right and wrong is, because if you listen to the society, a society gonna go towards the route of wickedness all the time. Okay, and that's what we here. That's
Hey,
what we're here
broad is
for,
the
man.
way.
To discern truth from fiction, from nonsense, man. Through all this confusion that's in Babylon, this is the only light that guides us in the right direction, man. While we walking in total darkness,
And then you come into this and you learn through the fear of the Lord. It says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. But then as you learn to appreciate the wisdom that the Lord has given us, the counsel that He's given us. Me and the brother was talking about that earlier. When you first come into truth, the only thing that really comes to you is that fear of the Lord, man. You
Mm.
drown in the fear of the Lord first.
Hmm.
But then as you continue to get that wisdom, you start to appreciate, like, man, the Lord gave us the game. Then
Con.
you start learning to love and appreciate the way of the Lord more. And you still got that fear, but along with that fear is that love and that appreciation for what the Lord has given us, man. You know? And the Lord want us, that's how the Lord wants us to choose him, man. Not just I'm so scared I want the Lord. It's nah. I want your way. I like you. I like what you bring to the table. That's what the Lord was talking about when he was like a treacherous wife have Israel dealt with me. everything I'm doing for you, every game, all the game I'm giving you, and you gonna go over there and they ain't do nothing for you? They ain't give you no game, they ain't give you no laws, they ain't make you. This is a perfect way right here. And
Mm.
you gave that up for what? To be in captivity? Because that's all that's gonna happen every time you go over there and try to deal with these other nations.
Con.
Mm.
You cheating on the Lord with these other gods that are no gods.
Right.
Then you're gonna try to slide back to the Lord when you got to, not because you chose him. The Lord say you did not choose the fear of the Lord. Key word is choose. Jake
Hey.
love to be chosen, man. They love when a girl when if a girl choose Jake love that, man.
Yeah.
How much more the Most High? The Most High wanted His nation to choose. Now I don't care about none of those options. I want this.
Well, I'm married
Baba
unto
Kasha,
you.
Jeremiah 3:6.
Hey, I was
Jeremiah
just
3 and
thinking
6,
about
Baba
Jeremiah
Kasha.
3 and 14. I am married unto you. I'm sitting here meditating on it, bro. Let me read this, Luke 21 and 15. For I will give you a mouth and wisdom, which all your adversaries, it say all 17 heathen nations, all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist, man.
Mm.
Yeah, man. For
And
I
I'm
will
gonna read
give
this
you a
precept,
mouth.
Slakia.
You got it.
This Jeremiah 3 and 6. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She has
Mm.
gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot.
Yeah, I read it earlier too. That's crazy. That spirit, bro.
But the Lord said He married unto our nation, man. You know,
God,
and for us to choose a way, and it's not even profitable, man. It ain't like this way that Jake chose make them win. You gotta instead of living for Yahweh Shem Shah, now niggas is living through Jay-Z. That's how we doing it.
Con.
What kind of car he got? Damn, that's nice.
Hey, I'll read that one more time, Salaki.
This is Jeremiah 3 and 6. The Lord said also unto me in the days of Josiah the king, hast thou seen that which backsliding Israel hath done? She has gone up upon every high mountain and under every green tree, and there hath played the harlot.
Quick precept to follow. Lamentation 4 and 17. As for us, our eyes as yet failed for our vain help in our watching. We have watched for a nation that could not save us. Jacob done went to every nation trying to follow their ways, man. Hey, Jake go hard for everything else except the Lord, man. That's why Baruch 4 and 28 say, hey, when you return to the Lord, seek him 10 times more, man. We went hard when we was in the world being wicked. We supposed to go even harder now, man. We done try. We always go into it. Martin Luther Queen, Marcus Garvey, Black Panthers. Jake done tried every solution under the sun except Yahweh Bashim Shah, man.
Hey,
Every
Salaki,
solution. Got
if
it?
I could say this too, like you said, they tried everything, and whenever they go into whatever they going into, they give it they all, and they excel, and
They
they
give
become
it
the
all.
best. Whatever
Uh,
whatever doctrine it is, like look at Malcolm X. That ain't our
uh,
religion. That's a heathenistic religion, man. That's the Ishmael religion. But he then rose to the top of the top because that's Jake.
uh.
Mm.
And I got a precept real quick. This is Proverbs 1 and 28. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me, for
Mm-hmm.
that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices, man. Why? Because they didn't choose the fear of the Lord, man. When they
Con.
yet had liberty. They didn't choose, and it wasn't like the Lord gave us something that was detrimental to us. It cost you nothing to follow Yahweh by Shemal Shah, nothing but your time and energy. And like Trump said, what do you got to lose? Trump told our people, what do you got to lose? You in the hoods, you in the get everything you done tried ain't working. Yahweh Shemel Shah is telling our people the exact same thing. I don't let y'all go out and choose all of these different ways of life. Y'all want to be on some Wu-Tang and have some like kung fu, all I don't let y'all get into everything, man. Even old ways that y'all invented yourself that wasn't of me. I let y'all get into all of that. And none of that
Right.
got y'all out of this predicament. And
Con.
y'all still don't want to come home? Come on, man.
And yeah, like you said, man, they have to be put down because, like you said, man, them same wicked 2/3 spirits are here now. So just like back then, they were with Moses and witnessed the miracles firsthand,
Con.
and they still went off.
Yeah.
I
So
got
how much more now? Go ahead, Art.
this is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 4. It says, well, verse 3, it says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel doth not know, my people doth not consider. Our sinful nation, a people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They are gone away backward. Why should ye be stricken any more? You
Mm.
will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrefying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
You know what
Hey,
Hey,
that
the
man.
make
Lord,
me think
hey,
of? So, oh, I was gonna say that made me think of the sinews, man. Because we were like that, man. We were fucking destroyed, cut up,
Con.
broken up. But we got, that flesh, that life, the spirit, But they ain't got it. You got it out.
Yahweh Shai, man. The scriptures say, humble thyself before thou be sick. You know,
Right. Let me read this. This is Lamentation 5 and 8. Read verse 7. Our fathers have sinned and are not, and we have borne their iniquities. Servants have ruled over us. There is none that doeth deliver us out of their hand.
Mm. And the thing is, man, they taking Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai's mercy and grace, man, and basically just spitting in his face, man, because they don't
Con.
remember how cutthroat the Lord, the Lord, he is and was. You know what I mean? They don't remember. Hey, this is Numbers 25.
Hey, well, let
Uh,
me say this out before you read that. They don't believe it, man. That's
Con,
the thing with plantation Christianity, bro. They don't believe it. They under old wise, what they say, old wise faiths.
yeah,
They still stuck on the grandma, mama, and them, man. And what they was teaching, what they've been teaching our parents, man. They listen,
fables.
Jay don't believe that the Lord is doing all this work, man. They think it's what they say, correct? What they say. It's Satan doing it. It's Satan. It ain't the Lord. So they don't understand, bro. They have no understanding, man. They are sightless children. You got it.
hey, you know what?
That's
The
facts.
Lord's what they really doing is they taking the mercy of the Lord for weakness. They
Right.
using
Mm-hmm.
it, they using it
Mm-hmm.
as a cloak to allow them to do donuts in the rental. Not
Right.
even realizing that what we in is a rental. We in a
Con.
rental situation.
Yeah,
You don't
man.
own the house you live in. You don't own your situation. Your life is in peril daily.
Hey, you
You
and
have no
you
assurance of life.
and the owner of the house is a strict motherfucker, man. He don't play no games, and you in there, running up,
Putting
fucking the
holes in the
house up,
wall,
and he's an
Running up the
austere
tab.
man.
Hey,
messing
you
up the
running up the
drywall.
tab, doing donuts in the rental. You laughing and giggling. You spilling Hennessy all on the back seat. You done messed up the cushion, the interior messed up. You messed up the radio. The tunes don't even play the same. And you don't realize that the owner of this thing that you riding in is coming back. And he's gonna charge you for everything, lest you repent. That's why, bro, if you can't repent and say if you can't repent to Yahweh Shemel Shai at this point in the game, you never gonna repent. And that's
Con.
just the reality that we live in. If you at that point, why should you be stricken anymore? If you won't repent now with everything the Lord done did to us, you'll never repent.
And
Let me
that's the
read.
least you can do.
Yeah, man. Hey, present your body living sacrifice, man. Yahweh did it. This is our Wisdom of Solomon 77. It's from the brother Yahar Judah Israel. Wherefore, it said, wherefore I prayed and understanding was given me. I called upon power, and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and esteemed riches nothing in comparison of her. Neither compared I unto her any precious stone, because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. Just wanted to read that. And that was a beautiful precept.
That's always beautiful.
Gun, Job 23 and 12 say, I have esteemed the words of his mouth more than my necessary food, man. Hey, man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceed by the mouth of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Y'all got it?
Hey, wisdom is the building blocks, man. That's why the Lord said, "Get wisdom that you may reign forevermore."
Gun.
Because these material things, this power, these influence, having all of that, those are temporal things if you don't have wisdom. Because eventually the wages of sin is going to cause your kingdom to crumble. That's why the Lord requires us to get this wisdom first. So when we do get dominion, we in a righteous body, we in a righteous mindset, and we can reign forevermore. But we
Right.
have to learn to appreciate the spiritual things before we actually can appreciate the material. You know, the wives and the substance and all and the rulership and the dominion is all well and good, but if you don't have wisdom, none of that's gonna last. How many of our people, countless stars that have made all kind of millions of dollars, and they went out broke, man, because their
Right.
foundation wasn't in Yahweh Shema Shai, wasn't in wisdom, man.
And never
All of them.
consider their
You
lighter
asked me.
end, man.
You said how many of them? All of them did. All of them. You can't name one that didn't. Why? Because you can't outrun the curses. The curse is going to overtake you.
Right.
All of them did.
Right. Yep. Yep. Every
And
time,
it's
man.
it's it's all temporary, man. It's all temporary. The only thing that's going to stand the test of time is Yahweh Shema Shai and what He gave us, which is the wisdom.
Ooh, let me get this. Let me read
Faithful and true. Faithful and true.
Con. Con. Um, let me get this. Wisdom of Solomon. Um, oh man. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna find it real quick.
I got a precept for you.
You got it.
1 Timothy 6:7. It says, "For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out."
Con.
You know, so focusing your heart on all these worldly things and getting all these worldly things, at the end you're gonna realize that you can't even take it with you, man. You know, that's gonna stay here on earth, but what you're gonna take with you is the spirit. You know,
Well, the
Hey,
Lord, hey, He
that's
says, knowing these
Salakia.
things. Oh, go ahead, Salaki.
You got it, Ak.
Nah, he was just saying. The Lord says, saying these things uh, are basically going to all come to naught. Are going to be burnt, burnt up by uh, nuclear ICBMs, man. What what difference does it make, man? Having any of this stuff or
Right.
boasting on any of this stuff, seeing that all this stuff is going to come to naught. So yeah, man, you
If I
100%
could
right,
say
dog.
this, when you go that precept we just brought out from Yahar's Judah, Wisdom of Solomon, you know, Solomon had everything that you could heart could wish. And he was the one saying, look, compared to wisdom, gold is little sand, silver is counted as clay. And he had all of that. He knew and he understood that look, all of that don't mean anything because you're gonna die and you're gonna leave it all behind anyway. That's why he said the conclusion of the matter is to fear the Lord and keep his commandments, man. Because those things are gonna stand the test of time, especially if you the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Eventually the kingdom gonna come. You just gotta endure and be patient. Eventually you're gonna have that, but the wisdom is most important. That way
Con.
you can actually rule forevermore.
Right. So I got two precepts real quick. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1 and verse 4. So we were going into 1 Corinthians 14:32, right? The spirit of the prophets, servant to the prophets. Amos 3 and 7. The Lord revealed his secrets unto his servants. This Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in the body that is subject unto sin. Now this is another one. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7 and verse 25. For she is the breath of the power of God and a pure influence flowing from the glory of the Almighty. Therefore can no defiled thing fall into her. Verse 27. And being but one, she could do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new. Right? You come back, you when you go in Ephesians, it tell you be renewed, right? And in all ages, enter into holy souls, she maketh them friends of God and prophets. For power loveth none, for power loveth none but him that dwelleth with wisdom, man. So, as we keep saying over and over, 2/3 can't get it, man. Wisdom would not enter into a malicious soul, man. Y'all got it.
I was gonna say real quick, since you brought that out, that's how we know all foreigners, the speckled birds, you know, the ones that
Con,
the Israelites that look like the other heathen nations, that forefathers go back to Jacob, man. We know that because, like the brother said, wisdom, they understand this truth. They pushing this truth, no
right,
matter what they look like, because wisdom not gonna enter into a malicious soul. They said none of the wicked shall understand, you know. So if
right,
a brother look like an Edomite, a Moabite, an Ammonite, an Ishmaelite, it doesn't matter if he's pushing this truth, you know. At the end of the day, what did the Lord Yahweh shall I say? Let the wheat and the tears grow together at the end of the day, anyway, right?
right.
And
Con,
he's gonna what do you say? He'll do the sorting pretty much.
right,
You
right.
got
His
it,
angels are
Salaki.
gonna do separating,
Khan,
right, right. It
Khan,
tell you that
you
in
got it.
Matthew 24, his angels shall go and gather the elect from the four winds. Right.
And really trying to do that is being self-willed, man, because it goes into you trying to, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Yahweh
Right.
Shah told Peter, "What will I if he stay there until I come?"
Con,
That ain't for you to decide. Your job is simple: preach the word. If they receive you, they receive me,
con,
and then they receive him that sent me. And if you confident in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and you know the wicked shall not understand, you know wisdom shall not enter into a malicious soul. If you really know that and don't just say that, you're gonna move differently. If you see a brother that don't look like a typical Jake, but you can recognize his spirit, then you're supposed to run with that, because that ain't your job to separate.
right.
That's
Facts.
why that's what show you the difference between the other camps and Great Millstone. The spirit, the spirit itself beareth witness. You can have the skin on you, you can have the sinews, but the
Con,
breath is gonna be the discerner of who got this truth and who don't, man. That's where the
Con.
cookie crumbles, man.
con.
That's where the rubber meets the road. And
Right.
the Israelite foreigners is a perfect example. That's a perfect rock of offense.
Mhm.
For those who are not spiritual, for those who are carnal, that's a rock of offense. Because if
Con,
you can't see past that man flesh, how are you supposed to inherit the kingdom if all you dealing with is carnal?
right.
Yeah,
Quick
it's like,
preach.
and if you can't even, I was gonna say, well, you got it, but real quick, and a lot of them can't even see past the northern and the southern kingdom. They still have that. Remember how Ephraim? That's part of the curses, man. The
Right. Right. Kate not turn.
envy of Edom.
Oh,
The
okay. Yeah,
envy
yeah.
of Ephraim shall depart.
Right,
You
right.
know,
Con. Yeah, right.
Hey,
you
that
got it,
also going
Salakia.
to
You
that
got it.
warfare, man. Because it got to a point where northern and southern kingdom were real life enemies. You can see a
Right.
glimpse of that in California, man. It was real life, man. It wasn't
Con.
like Jake just did a one-on-one fisticuffs. They just did a one-on-one and you good? We done?
Oh man, going
No,
back
it
to the
was real,
prison,
man.
these damn devils locking the prison, and Esau perpetuated it, man. He knew that. He knew that through the scriptures.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
West Coast he do that. That damn
yeah.
devil, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, me neither.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, that's cold,
hey,
man.
Jake had real life war, man. It was real life war between the nation. And that staff can only be healed through Yahweh Shema Shai. That's why you can only heal that broken brotherhood through the truth. That's it.
Yeah.
That's why Jake in the world with that whole movement. It ain't gonna work out, and the only reason the Lord gonna allow it to work out is for the race wars. That's it.
Con. Hey, let me get this, and we gonna get. I gotta get them precept. This Galatians 6:1. It reads, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, northern and southern kingdom, brethren, if a man be overtaken in the fault, which we all was, all 12 tribes, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in a spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. Bear ye one another's burden, and so fulfill the law of Hamashiach.
And because part of our commandment is to preach the word, and those who receive it, you receive them.
Done.
That's the part of what Yahweh Shah gave us is our marching orders. If you're gonna be a laborer, you're gonna stand on the front line in the spirit, then those that accept this word, you're supposed to treat them as brethren. That's a part of the faith which goes in the trust of Yahweh Shema Shah. You trust that the Lord is going to allow the ones who're supposed to get it to get it. And if they're not meant to get it, eventually they'll fall away. But you have to
Right.
trust the process. If you don't trust the process, you don't really trust the Most High. It's all lip service when it comes to trusting the Lord and believing Him. When it comes to these spiritual matters, man. And that's how you
Hey,
know these other camps not spiritual, man. It's carnal.
done. And going into what the brother just said, what Karai just said, Isaiah 11 hit the point. Isaiah 11:12, and he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But
Hey,
they,
so
you
like if
got
I can
it out?
say this, because when you look at Ephraim and Judah, Judah don't like Ephraim because Judah feel like Ephraim side with Esau,
Right,
and to a certain level he do to get by. Ephraim look down on Judah because Judah ain't gonna take that kind. Judah is more rebellious, man. And in their spirit, they know they related, so they know one is making the other look bad, man. And they despise each other for that same cause, man. That's why you have the situation over there with Levi and and
Simeon,
Simeon.
Simeon,
Simeon
Simeon.
and Simeon. That's why you got that situation going on, man.
Right,
Because they both brethren, but at the same time, it's that envy.
right, done.
It's that same envy going back to when Jake was fighting, going back
Right,
to when Solomon's son put heavy taxes on the Northern Kingdom,
done, done.
and did it in the proudest way possible.
Yeah, he
Talking
did.
about Solomon penis and his penis size and all of that, man.
Right, right.
A real disgusting way to talk to your own brethren and tax them on top of that.
Yeah,
All of these things are spiritual, man. And that's how you know that that's the Northern and Southern Kingdom. You can tell by the beef.
right. Hey, it tell you in Ezekiel 37. So listen to this. Isaiah 11:13. The envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim, but they both shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines towards the west, which is the Africans, the Hamites. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. Hey, so it's when you read it, I was reading this yesterday in the lesson I was doing, Ezekiel 34, man. They tell you in Ezekiel 37 it's gonna be one nation, man. It's gonna be one nation. When you read Ezekiel 34, the Lord gonna bring them back one nation, that one stick, right? And he said they finna lay their hand on Moab, Edom, Ammon, and the Hamites, man. Why? Because we have been vexed from these nations for the longest, man. Y'all got it.
That's why no, you got it. But that's why I said the adversaries. It said the
Right.
adversaries of Ephraim. You
Con,
know,
con. Hey man, beautiful time, bro. Beautiful
And that's
time.
why it's spiritual, man. That's why it's spiritual that those who can't get it are still in that carnal mindset, going back into that ancient world mindset.
Right.
Well, because they was looking past all of that, man. In the
go.
ancient world, they was looking past the fact that they all the children of Israel. It ain't matter.
No, but going back to like we were saying, also, a lot of these people they coming back in the same lot.
Right. Right.
They the same ones that had that envy back in the day, and that's why
Same
they
one.
the same thing. You come back in your lot, man. Everything is it's beautiful.
Same one, brother. Yep. Nothing has changed, man. So
And
let me
that's why I
get
say,
this.
Salakia. That's why I say, blessed are the, the ones that bring this good tidings, man,
Con.
and the remnant, because they ultimately that's gonna be the as joint heirs we Hawashah, those are gonna be the ones that lead the nation into that healing, man, that restoration, through the spirit and power of the Bashim Hawashah, man.
Right. And I had a guy come on my comment board a couple days ago talking about he didn't see the Mexicans, the so-called Mexicans, on the plantation. I was like, man, these guys is bugged out, man. They were talking about he didn't see the Mexicans on the plantation. This is Jeremiah 3:18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for inheritance unto your fathers. Why are they going to come out of the land of the north together, man? Why? Let's read it. Jeremiah 50:33. It reads, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So that's why they're gonna come out of the north together, man. Why? Because they was oppressed in the north together, man. Y'all got it. Nigga tell me I ain't see the Mexicans on the plantation. Nigga, where you was at? I said, bro, you need to go do some more history. You need to go do some more study, bro. Obviously, you don't know the history of the Hebrew Israelites, man. Y'all got it.
Hey, but it's petty. It's petty, and it really go back to Jake's small-minded way of thinking, man.
Right, right,
It really go back to Jake's small-minded way of thinking, man.
Hey, beautiful, because that's to prove that it even tells you what's that in Chronicles or is that number? I think it's Chronicles. It said, "Be not concerned with endless genealogy." To show you because
right, right, right,
ultimately it was going to go back to the spirit, man. Our
right.
spirit was going to bear witness, man.
Con. Right.
Hey,
Say that Timothy Titus too would say that.
if I may say this, it goes back to that feud with Jeroboam and Rehoboam, man.
Right.
That petty little feud, man.
Con. Y'all got it. Y'all got
I was
something.
just thinking. So I was just thinking. What was that? I was just thinking we got all the feuds back. You got the House of Saul against the House of David. You got Jeroboam versus Rehoboam. It's crazy, man. Northern and Southern. Damn, man. And then in the midst of that, you got the righteous cluster, man. That noble vine. That's crazy, man. That's
Hey,
crazy.
these are the environments that breeds perfection. These are the environments that breeds perfection for the right ones. The Lord said, "With great labor hath He made it perfect, man." And a part of making something great is putting it in the refining process, man. So you got to put gold in a terrible environment in order to get the impurities out.
Con.
And that's what we going through. That's all of these different battles. The northern kingdom, the southern, Esau versus Jacob, King Saul house, King David house. All of that is just building up the ones of the tabernacle of David. All of it, man. Because with
Con.
all of
It's
that, you can't. It's too much for you to really try. The only thing you really can think
So let me read this. You good? You had cut out up?
Yeah, you cut out.
Oh, okay. What you
No, I
were
was
saying,
going.
Nahoya?
Yeah, Nahoya cut out.
Yeah, he cut out.
I was gonna add to you. Yeah, it's like sifting like the corn and the seeds, man. He said not
Con.
and not the least. That's what he's doing. He's refining, sifting us, but
Right.
not the least grain is gonna fall upon the earth. You got it.
I just want to read this. Going back what you had said. It's First Timothy 1:4. Neither give heed to fables and endless genealogies which minister questions rather than godly edifying, which is in faith, so do. When you go to Romans 8:16, it said the spirit, matter of fact, let me read it. Let me read it. Romans 8:16. The spirit itself bears witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. So ain't nobody got time to be going back and forth with that, man. It's the spirit that bears witness, man. So if you can't get it, it's not for you, man. We moving on. Y'all got it. Hey, hey, man. You know something too? This ain't rocket science, man. Hey, we see, man. The scriptures, the scriptures link right up, man. Plainly, man. These, they are what it said. Issachar is what for hire, man. We see who taking the jobs right now, man. You can't make this up, man. These niggas, bro.
No,
It's
the more you do your due diligence and search the scriptures, your faith
gone,
is gonna increase exponentially, man. Every
gone.
day, it just it just living waters, man. You know,
Yeah, living water,
everything
gone,
is it just
gone.
like the brothers say, the prophecies are just jumping off the page. Everything
Right.
is just proving itself, you know. Man, a sure word of testimony, man. This thing is
Yeah,
sure.
man. 2020, damn near May, nigga still talking about the Mexicans ain't Israelites. Nigga, where you been at? Y'all gotta know, man.
I
Recall
heard, I don't, but it's really the same old shit that I've been hearing for years. Back in the
Con.
days, to hear that only you got to be like the elders used to have to be black, so called black, but we're not
Right,
even fucking black. We're brown. You
right,
know, only the dark ones are Ephraim and shit like that. I don't heard all type of madness, man. You know, the old whole Dan argument. The same come back round and round, and they get smashed every damn time, man. Time and time again. This thing is the truth, man. You know.
right. This is First Peter's 1:2. It reads, as a matter of fact, let me read 1:1. It's First Peter 1:1. Peter, an apostle of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, to the strangers scattered throughout Pontus, Galatia, Cappadocia, Asia, and Bithynia, elect according to the foreknowledge of power of the Father through sanctification of the Spirit unto obedience and sprinkling of the blood of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, grace unto you and peace be multiplied. Just wanted to read that, man. Um, I was finna go into um right here. Let me get this Ephesians chapter 2, real quick, and 19. It reads,
I will.
now therefore ye are no more strangers and foreigners, but fellow citizens with the saints and of the household of power, and are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth unto an holy temple in the Lord, in whom ye also are builded together for an habitation of power through the Spirit. The tabernacle of David is being closed, man. Okay? And if you don't understand, then this ain't for you, man. This is the tabernacle of David, man. Yahweh Shai being the chief cornerstone. This is a building of blocks, man. Spiritual men. The third temple being built. And if you can't understand at this point, hey, the Lord can open your eyes up later. Who knows? But for right now, at this point, it just ain't for you, man. Y'all got it.
I got a quick one for you.
Come,
This is Second Peter's 1:19. It says, "We have also a more sure word of prophecy,
come.
whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day dawn, and the day star arise in your hearts." And who's that? Yahweh Shai,
Yeah,
right?
right.
God. Knowing that, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on that. Straight to the point.
I got a precept for you.
Break it out up.
It's Revelations 22:11. It says, "He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Come,
He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still." All right. And like the brother's going into, man, if you don't get it by now, all the signs that the Lord is showing, with prophecy just jumping off the page and all the miracles that's happening in between us, then it's probably not meant for you to get, man. You probably don't have the eyes or the ears to hear or see it, you know,
come.
if you can't see it by now, because everything that the Lord is doing is meant for the Lord's elect, man. And if it's for you, it's gonna be drawn out of you,
Period. Period.
period.
It's 2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not. Why? Because they have these philosophies, man. They have blinded their minds, man. Jesus love everybody. Come as you are. The prosperity doctrine. You only live once, right? YOLO. In whom the God of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, least the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of power, should shine unto them. So it's possible the Lord can get in the spirit at a later time, but if you still talking trash right now, at this point in the game, hey, the wicked, the rulers of the earth, have blinded your mind with Snapchat, Instagram, and religion, man. Straight up. Oh, and the FRNs.
Fine.
Yeah. Oh, and Stank
Those
Box.
gifts. Those
Stank
gifts.
Box got you going
Those
too.
gifts.
Right. Them gifts, man. Yeah. Y'all got it.
I got that precept for you. This is First Thessalonians 5:1. But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. Right,
Con.
because you very well know what season we in, man.
Right.
Ecclesiastes says there's a time and a season to every purpose
Hey,
under the
hold
sun.
on. Let me say this. Read that again and pause. The first
God,
line.
but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you.
Why? Because we got the comforter, man. We got the comforter. And the brother just said what? Due diligence, man. Hey, make your call of election sure, man. Study to show thyself approved. Work out your own salvation, man. We got the comforter, man. You got it up.
Right, and you should also be watching for the times and the seasons that you're in, man, so that you can prepare for
Right,
the time in that season.
right.
Like I brought out in one of the videos I did, man. If you know that winter's coming up, you're gonna stock up on some heavy clothing or some firewood or something like that. If you know summer,
Con,
you're gonna get you some shorts and some ice or something. Just like
trimming them lamps. That's
Khan,
a wise verse. Trimming them lamps, man.
Khan, and
Con.
you see the season coming up of judgment. You see the season of Jacob's trouble coming up. So you should be stocking up on faith, stocking up on things like that. It says,
Hey, hey, that's why you always try to say, pray not that your flight be in the winter. Hey, 2/3 gonna be caught in the freezing cold, man. With
yeah,
no clothes on, man. No shoes. And you gonna die. Go ahead, Doc.
it says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they
I
shall
gotta stop you right there. Because the travail is coming. We see the travail.
God,
We in the travail.
God.
You
Right.
got it.
It's,
Hey, Salakia. Hey, that bitch done broke water, man. The water all over the floor right now, man. She leaking.
God,
You
God.
got it,
Hey,
dog.
once that water break, it's it from there, man.
Hey, sit on
She finna have a baby, man.
You can't shove the baby back. That baby coming out. You can't
Good,
shove the baby.
good.
Hey, 2/3, they trying to shove the baby back in, bro.
Right,
They don't
yeah,
want the baby out.
yeah, yeah.
I ain't ready.
Damn.
It's coming no matter what.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It say,
Wow.
as travail upon the woman with child, and they shall not escape, because the womb of the earth is about to be given unto us, man. You know, the womb
Yeah,
that's been given unto all these other nations. Now it's about to be transferred unto us. You know,
God.
it says, but
Hey, if I can say this, hey, the world about to have a baby. She
Mhm.
about to give birth to the kingdom of heaven,
Con,
and
con,
in that spirit is
con.
pains, it's birth pains.
Mhm.
The Lord is about to has impregnated the world to give birth to the kingdom of heaven, man. And we in
Wow.
that time of seeing that come to pass. And this is why we rejoicing, because we know what these birth pains are. We know that. We know these are labor pains. And we know
Right,
that you can't stop. The woman, when she about to have a baby and she in pain, she can't say, I quit. Like, nah, we in it.
right.
You got to see this thing all the way through now. The Lord said, a fire is sent among you, and who will quench it?
Con,
Right.
The Lord
con.
done proclaimed judgment. It's been sent forth. It ain't coming back to him. You know that remind me of that nurse last week that was watching. You know, Lord, I just pray that you just take this away. Nah, a fire been sent.
Right,
And the Lord is asking us, who gonna quench it? Because it's not gonna be me. I'm sending it. So who among y'all gonna quench what I got coming?
right.
You know the scriptures say, who shall be able to stand in that day?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't being turned back around. The Lord ain't about to do a U-turn with judgment. He proclaimed those who gonna receive a pardon, and everything else is greenlit, including fishes and rivers,
Okay.
according to Habakkuk.
Then it say, judgment shall not no longer be prolonged or something like that. And that one, judgment shall no longer be prolonged, I
On
think.
Ezekiel 12.
Right, con. Yep, yep, yep.
The Lord ain't turning back, man. And see, Jake done got so comfortable in the grace period that they thought we was just gonna live in this pit stop forever, man.
Mm.
Well, we just gonna live in the pit stop. This is a rest stop for us. This was our opportunity to be rehabilitated.
Right,
But Jake thought that this would continue forever. That's the mindset of Esau, man. Only difference is this Esau heaven, it's your hell. Why would you want it to continue forever, man?
Right.
Now it's time to make parole, and Jake don't want to go, but it don't matter because the world about to have that baby, whether you like it or not. That's the time we in. She going through labor pains, and you can discern the season. You know when to bring a umbrella when it's raining, but you don't know how to put on a spiritual garment to get saved out of this judgment. That's the time we in. The Lord ain't about to tongue wrestle with Jake no more, man. He been doing that ever since he got us out of Egypt. The Lord been tongue wrestling with Jake. Is you gonna get right? I'm gonna send you to captivity. Don't make me throw the curses on you. And you done said, I don't care about none of that. So now the Lord's like, all right, well, I'm done talking to you. And the Lord is known by the judgment. And all you see him doing is turning up the heat. AMC probably never gonna have another movie again.
Mm.
That's judgment, man.
Oh, that's facts. You know that off rip. Because you see Netflix already set up. They're already releasing the shit straight to Netflix and shit like that. So yeah, they ain't gonna release. They nah. This place is through.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Jacob is naive though. They believe that this is temporary. It really hasn't settled in their spirit that things will never be the same again because they used to things of hitting the fan and then going back to normal. When you think about being in Florida, hurricane season, people stock up, and then when the hurricane passes, people continue living their regular life.
Right.
And people are so used to that routine, they actually believe that things are going to be better. When I get out of quarantine, I'm a part. All of
Mm.
these ambitions that they have, they don't really realize that we going down a path that there's no returning back to normal. We going down a path that the only thing on the other side of that path is salvation or judgment. Ain't
Con.
no in betweens. That whole in between period is over with, man.
Right.
That you ain't got an opinion, you don't stand for nothing. That whole time where that was cool, that shit is over with. Jake
Hey,
don't see that yet, but it's over with, man.
second Ezra 7, man. A fire on the right hand and a deep water on the left, man. That's it. Hey, what King David said, man. Hey, it's only one step, man. One between Yahweh Shema Shai and death, man. One step, man.
That straight gate. That straight gate. Broad is the way that leads to destruction.
Con, con.
You want me to get back in this First
Yeah,
Thessalonians?
yeah, you got it up.
Back in verse 3, it says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child." And
Oh,
we,
it's Salakia. And I was gonna say, because Karaya had said, hey, I was looking at this movie, The Invisible Man, right? Ain't no movie. The movie shut down, so they sent it straight to Prime, right? 17.99, man. That shit wasn't even that much at the movie theater. But they charged the 17.99 to watch it on what is this Amazon Prime. Hey, these devils is done, man.
mm,
They sending everything
Nah,
straight
they
to
doing that.
Netflix and
They
Amazon
doing
Prime.
it. Yeah, Con, I seen that. They charging. They claiming it's 17 or whatever because it's a household. I think you get it for 48 hours. You get to watch it for 2 days.
Right. The renting, right?
So that's how they trying to justify it. If you would have went to the movie theater, it would have been you and the family.
Right.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
You got
still,
it
this
out.
place is through. Nah, you're right though. This place is through. They already they getting everybody all nice and cozy.
Right.
Get used to going, to the store. There's only a little bit of shit in the store.
Right.
Go in an
This
orderly fashion. Take your ass to work and come back home.
right.
No more partying and bullshitting.
yeah, yeah, kind.
Yeah, you got it out. Wow.
They say, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child." And we seeing them preparing that peace and safety right now with this vaccination, man, that they are brewing up. Possibly the RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast. We see them brewing
Hey,
up.
the vaccination, Salakia, the vaccination, and what's right with it? The stimulus packet. They working
Right.
on the second one, remember? And they
Uh,
saying the digital dollar is coming out right behind the stimulus package. So that's
that's
peace and
okay.
safety. That your money gonna be good.
Yeah, and
That's
these devils gonna be like, "Hey, you can get your regular life back. All you got to do is get the vaccination, get the stimulus
taking
back,
it chill.
your
Yeah.
digital wallet."
Yeah.
Hey, but that's the carrot on the stick. That's the carrot on the stick that's gonna
Con,
carry everybody into perdition. Because
con.
they don't realize it's never gonna be normal again. We get into them times where it's never gonna be normal. But what Esau's gonna use is he's gonna say, in order for us to get back to normal, we gotta do this. Or you gotta do this. And then it's gonna slowly lead you into that slaughterhouse.
Right.
Feed the flock that's
Yeah.
led to the slaughter.
This is that new
I got a
normal.
question.
Yeah.
What I got a question. What is the wicked elite, Amalek, whoever you want to call them? What is their number one goal? What do they want?
They have
Power,
everybody
right?
chill.
Power and control. Don't they have that now? Why the fuck would they give it up now?
Right.
This is what they've been wanting.
That's
Why
what
would
they've
it go
been
back to normal? Their whole plan is to control the people.
Right.
They're controlling the whole globe under control. Why the fuck would they give it up now?
Right. Yeah, they got it out. Yeah, they got it in their clutch. They got it. It's over, man. They got it, brother.
They in that cobra clutch out.
Hey, they got it, bro. They is not finna let up, man. Hey, what it say? Or what is that? Jeremiah 5. It say what it say? A leopard watcheth over the city. Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Esau Edom
They
is
got it.
likened unto a serpent. Esau Edom is likened unto a serpent. If you know anything about snakes, some of them are deadly and poisonous, right? But some of them are constrictors. Like
Right.
for example, a boa constrictor.
Python.
Once that motherfucker starts squeezing, he don't
Yep.
let up, man. Soon
Don't
as you
let
take
up.
a breath, he squeeze harder. You
Yep.
breathe in, he squeeze harder. That's what Esau about to do, man. Come down with great wrath, knowing
Yeah.
that he had but a short time.
They finna squeeze the air out this bitch.
And they using fear as the calling
Hey,
card, man. Fear is the calling card. And every little bit of privilege you give up they squeeze tighter, man. Every little bit of privilege you give up, they squeeze tighter. And that's the goal. That's the angle. Because now you giving it up. So it seems like the plan that they got in place, you're asking for it. It's not like we forcing you. Now we done cut off your oxygen, and the only way you can breathe again is to be breathing this system, man.
Wow. We gonna give you
Khan,
this
you
what
right.
this ventilator.
And you right. They're asking for it because you got a lot of people that are asking for people to be quarantined. That's why they're making Jake the face of the damn COVID-19. You
Yeah,
see, and the people are asking for it. Yeah, you need to lock this bitch down so life can go back to normal. If it got to be 3 months, fuck it, let it be 3 months so we can get back. So yeah, you right, huh?
right.
Damn, boy, we
Because the
hey,
people are tired.
call a lawyer. How about you outside?
Oh, Lord, y'all
Boy,
about to
I
go
hope
shot.
I hope we almost out of here, man. I
Huh.
pray. Damn, I hope we
Hey,
out of
this
here.
is not an opportunity that Esau is going to waste, man. You know, when you understand the campaign of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and you understand the creation of Esau, Edom, and you understand what the Lord made when he made Edom, you know that this man is insatiable, but at the same time, he's calculated like a hunter.
Right.
And he's using his opportunities right in line to push forth his agenda. And you understand that, and you understand that he's not going to let this opportunity go to waste.
Right.
When you understand
Boy,
what his
that
end goal is.
Nahoya, you hit it
Hey,
on the head. He's
hey,
insatiable. He can never be satisfied. That's his MO. He can never have enough. So you done gave him a taste of your you right. Boy, man,
If
you
I may
got
say
it.
this, if you Akim have ever been hunting, man, those opportunities to like hunting for a deer or a gazelle, those opportunities come very few and opportune, man. You have to
Just
take
like
the
that.
opportunity as soon as it arises because that deer can
Mhm.
smell you. You know, it can smell you, and if it hears a little leaf rustling, it'll turn around and run. So you got to take your chances whenever they present it to you, and this is their
Yeah.
chance.
I used to hunt deer every year, brother. Yeah, I'm talking about just like that and it's gone.
Con,
And that's why I say
Especially,
peace and safety,
nah,
man.
y'all
They
absolutely
use
right.
that.
Nah, y'all absolutely right.
but
Especially considering the fact that he sees the prophets out, he sees the more and more the men of the Lord waking up, and he sees the signs. Got to move on
Hey,
that. Like you said, sooner that opportunity arrives.
and they done found a way to get us out the street, man. They found a way to get us out the street, man.
yep,
So why give
Without
leeway to
hey,
have
without
them go
putting the
back?
without putting the attention on us. Because we always said they were going to demonize us. So it was the
Right.
perfect. It's perfect,
Con.
man. You know,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Them devils slick, bro.
oh man,
Wow.
yeah,
Hey, you know what's the crazy thing about it though? Hey, can y'all hear me clear or am I choppy?
you good?
Now I was just thinking about it, man. It's so crazy because the same way our ancestor Jacob got over on Esau is the same way Esau is going to get over on the 2/3.
Hmm.
It's the same exact way. You know, when you read, I'm gonna read a little bit of this Genesis and Esau and Jacob with the blessing. It says Genesis 25 and 29. It says, and Jacob saw the pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, at the point to die. So
Hey, and
Esau
that
is
devil
coming
said,
at 2/3.
lock
Esau is
y'all, you got it.
coming at 2/3 the same way. He gonna get them at the point when they about to die, when they starving, when everything is going, when it look like it can't get no better for him, and then that's when he gonna make his move. And I don't think that's by coincidence, man. That's by design, man,
Yeah,
because of that
come.
perpetual hatred. He trying to get us like we got him. You know what I mean? And for 2/3, he gonna get him. He gonna get him.
Hey, the
Come.
scriptures say that Esau is the most subtle beast of any creature, you know, when going back to
Right,
the serpent, man.
right.
That means when it comes to this type of dealings, He's Michael Jordan at this. Ain't nobody better than him at this. The only one better than him at this is the one that made him.
Right.
And that's why it's gonna take the one that made him to take him down.
And that serpent that became
It
what?
say the wicked are estranged from the womb. They're born speaking lies, Doc. How you gonna be better than somebody
Facts.
born speaking lies, man?
Hey, you're right. They are the forgers of lies. Right. They was born with it, man. That's that's
Come
their
out the womb
profession,
with
man.
it, locked
That's
and
their
loaded.
craft, man. They are the forgers of lies. They was born speaking lies, man. There's no better person to
That's
lie to
their
you right in your face other than Esau, man.
that's their blessing, the sword and deception. The
Come
sword and deception. That's what they've been using from the beginning. You
from the
know, the
beginning.
serpent used deception, or then
Hey,
what Cain used the
beautiful,
sword.
beautiful.
You
Hey,
know,
and going to your point even further, hey, and they use deception first before the sword. So they lies his mouth still more than the sword because he got Eve real good.
Hey, deception is a sword.
Con,
You know, it
con.
says their tongue is drawing swords.
Right, right,
It's
right,
just
right,
it's just another element of their blade.
right, right.
And
Con.
every animal in the kingdom, in the animal kingdom, has a strength and a weakness.
Right. They
Esau's
with they
weakness is
tongue
the
like a
spirit.
sword.
That's
Con.
Esau's weakness. Everything spiritual is Esau's weakness. That's why is
truth,
Esau hate this
truth,
truth. That
truth. Yeah, I
con.
about to say that's his kryptonite. Truth. That's what destroys him. That's what, like they said, the truth shall set you free from who? The
Right.
devil, man.
From the
The
devil.
truth, because it's all nothing but you drowning in lies.
Right.
A natural brute beast.
Hey, but Esau's strength is what? His ability to be carnal, his ability to hunt, his ability to point out your weakness in the flesh. That's a part of his ability to hunt. When he hunt deer, he studied the deer. All right, I know they mate around this season. I know they like to eat around this place. I know they like the water. I know they like these certain scents. So let me go ahead and this is how I draw them near. And when I get them, when they're not looking, I take them out, and they never saw it coming. That's how Esau get down when he hunt, and that's how he get down when he hunt the souls of men. That's why the whole world is in the trick bag. Surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed. Because what? He made pleasure the calling card. If it feel
Right.
good to the flesh, then it's the right way. If it don't, it's the wrong way. And that's why peace and safety is going to be the reason that Esau is able to take down and subdue, especially 2/3, because he's going to make them believe, look, this is how we get back to normal. Going back to 9/11, he used that as an opportunity to take certain privileges away from people.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't let that opportunity go to waste. Because it's always been about the hunt, because he's never going to be full. So once he reached one milestone, the only thing he can do is keep going to the next. The only thing he can do is covet more and destroy more, because that's what he's built to do. He's an android on the left-hand side. He don't know anything else. That's why I say the wicked shall not understand. You think Edom is going to understand anything that deal with the spirit? When the Lord said that his face shall be hid, when he told Cain, yo, the Lord face is Cain said that. Thy face shall be hid from me, man. That
Right.
means everything spiritual. The Lord ain't dealing with Esau on the spiritual sense. That's why he gave him everything carnal. That's why Esau can only deal in carnal. That's why he want Jake to deal carnally. That's why he ain't jump on the Black Panthers. They out here with open carries. He not worried about you with a gun. He worried about you with the scriptures. Because once you can reveal him, once you see him for who he is, then the whole mystery, the whole Wizard of Oz is broken. Once you see him for who he really is, and you know he going down. Once you know that combination, Esau gonna have to come down and take you out. Because if you give that to the rest of the children of Israel, which we can't, because 2/3 can't get it, but Esau don't know that. He don't really believe that. And he not gonna leave it up to faith. That's not in him to leave it up to faith. Esau is self-willed. So he never gonna leave anything to chance. He not gonna leave anything to faith.
I
That's
got
why
a
Esau. You got it, brother.
lock y'all. It's lock you. This is Psalm 17:13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him, cast him down, Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. Verse 14. From men which are thy hand, O Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life, and whose belly thou fillest with thy hid treasure. They are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. As for me, I will behold thy face, because they can't. I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. They can't behold the Lord's face, man. They
Hey, in
got
second Maccabees, it said, one of the brothers said, "You shall have no resurrection unto life."
right, con,
You know,
con,
they know, even if it's just in their spirit, they know that this is it. That's why they believe in atheism. That's why they believed in evolution and the big, because they know ain't nothing on the other side for them.
right,
Every other nation has some sense of spirituality except for Esau, and it's because the Lord hid his face from him. There's certain nations that the Lord got nigh unto himself, like Jacob. When you think about Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's almost like they know the Most High personally. They be talking to each other like, "Won't he do it?" And you ain't even gotta tell. You ain't even gotta. You already know who the he is in that sentence.
con,
But then you got nations like Esau, Edom, that's so far away from the Most High. Spirituality is like Earth and Pluto. It's so far away from Esau, it ain't even funny, man. But that's why he got to destroy, because Esau is synonymous with destroying things he don't understand. He don't understand Jake like that, man.
right,
He know our
right.
tendencies, he know our ways, but he really don't understand why could I do all of this to these Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and they still happy.
And they still happy.
They in captivity and they still happy. How I got this big ass house and I can't be satisfied? How I'm miserable in this big ass house? How I'm ready to jump off the top floor of this big ass house? But they in their little shacks and they happy. They sing tunes and he don't understand anything spiritual, man. And when he
Con,
don't understand it, he want to destroy it.
con. Yep. That's beautiful too, brother. That's beautiful.
Hey, you know what? And that's exactly why I said in Psalms they required us a song. Remember, in captivity by the
Right.
rivers of
Yeah,
Babylon, where
yeah,
we
yeah.
wept.
Yeah, con.
They can't all that pain and suffering. We still, they need us to entertain them, man, because they ain't got it, man.
Con.
They ain't
They
got
got a
it. They
precept.
void.
Right. This is Job 21:13. They spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they say unto power, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways. What is the Almighty that we should serve him? And what profit should we have if we pray unto him? Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. Yeah, man, these devils, hey, they desire not the ways of the Lord, man. Why? Because they were set up on the left hand to be the wicked, man. That's why. The Lord didn't get him the spirit, man. He gave it to Jacob. Esau's job was to be the wicked, like the brother brought out in Genesis 25, man. The devil cried and said, has not thou another blessing for me also? Bless me. What did he say? You shall rule the earth with a sword, man. The scriptures link up perfectly and proves that the ones who faces on the money is in rulership, man. Hey, you control the money, you control the laws, you control the land, man. It's plain. It ain't rocket science, man. Moab and Ammon and Elam and Ishmael and Ham do not rule the earth, man. It's Edom, man. Plain. What did Yahweh say? Which I love to read, man. He said, who face and subscription is on the money, man. Who was it? Caesar's, man. The same ones who in rulership right now, man. Y'all got it?
And as y'all talking, it reminded me of something that I was meditating on earlier, which is the Lord has already given His men that spiritual power by way of the foresight, man, to be able to see, all the tactics of Esau, Edom, and how he's trying to destroy our people and how to overcome. He's given his men the ability to of foresight to overcome all of that.
God, Apostle Ramla just got a live video. It said concerning live screen counts for 411. Y'all got it though. Y'all want to bring out some?
Hey, Con, let me bring this out. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 33 and verse 11. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
Beautiful.
As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as liketh him best. Hey, because that shows you, man, the Lord brought a nation nigh unto himself, and that's the nation of Israel. And he set a nation far away from him, and that nation is Edom. So that's the time that we're in now, where these things are becoming more clear.
God. Hey, could that go back to Genesis the third chapter, man? Right? What did he tell them, man? He said, "Thou shalt be cursed above all cattle," right? And on thy belly shall thou go, meaning he's gonna be what? The basis of men. On thy belly, meaning you're gonna be the lowest. You're gonna be the basis of men, right? And dust shall thou eat all thy days, man. Meaning confusion everywhere you go at, man. So you got he's gonna be cursed above all cattle, meaning out of all 18 nations, he was gonna be the one cursed nation out of all 18 nations. The one like cursed. We got curses upon us, but they are the curse to judgment, to death, man. So he
Right.
was going to be cursed above all cattle. He was going to be brought low on his belly, meaning the basis of men, and he was going to bring confusion, man. So when you read in Ecclesiastes 33, it tell you that what? Some of them how he did what? He brought low and what? Read that again, up. You still got it?
Yeah, I got it. This is Ecclesiastes 33 and 12 and 11. In much knowledge the Lord hath divided them and made their ways diverse. Some of
Right.
them hath he blessed and exalted, and some of them hath he sanctified and set near himself. But some of them hath he cursed and brought low and turned out of their places.
Look, so when you go to Proverbs chapter 3, in verse 33, it reads this: the curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, but he blessed the habitation of the just. It said the curse of Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, man. When you go to Isaiah 34, it reads this: Isaiah 34 and 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment, man. Okay? Let's get one more. This is Psalms 75 and verse 8. It reads, for in the hand of the Lord Yahweh there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out of the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth, shall wring them out and drink them. Who is the wicked of the earth, man? The Idumeans. It said these are the ones that was cursed to judgment, man. The Lord said they was going to be cursed above all cattle, meaning they're going to be cursed out of all 18 nations. These are them, man. The people that's cursed to judgment, man. You got it up.
It's a precept in addition to Esther. I'm trying to find right now that backs up that point perfectly too. Um, I think it's. I'm trying to find it now. I'll let you Akim know when I find it. You sure
Con.
y'all got
When you go to Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4, it reads, Whereas Edom said, We are impoverished, but we will return and build a desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them, the whole house, the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh have indignation forever. So, understanding who the curse is, there's only one nation of people that will be done away with. This is Obadiah 1 and 18.
I found it.
And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh have spoken it. You got it up.
This is addition to Esther 10, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. It says, "And the nations were those that were assembled to destroy the name of the Jews, and my nation is this Israel, which cried to God, and were saved. For the Lord have saved his people, and the Lord have delivered us from all those evils. And Yahweh have wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. Therefore hath he made two lots, one for the people of God, and another for all the Gentiles.
Mm-hmm.
These two lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment before the Heavenly Father among all nations. So Yahweh remembered his people and justified his inheritance."
Right. Now, when you keep reading in Ecclesiastes 33, it said what? He got one set against another, man. When you keep reading that chapter, man, there's one set against another, man. Looking for a
Verse
precept.
24.
Yeah, I'll read it real quick. This is Ecclesiasticus 42, and I start up at 21. He hath garnished the excellent works of his wisdom, and he is from everlasting to everlasting. Unto him may nothing be added, neither can he be diminished, and he hath no need of any counselor. Oh, how desirable are all his works, and that a man may see even to a spark. All things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient. All things are double, one against another, and he
Mm-hmm.
hath made nothing unperfect. One thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory? And so Esau establishes the good of Jacob, man. That's why
Mhm.
he necessary, man, because this rulership right here establishes the good of the next. Because without it, the world is not going to be able to rejoice with the kingdom of heaven, because now they know how it feels to mourn in a wicked kingdom. So they're going to be able to rejoice in the righteous one, man. Esau was made a vessel unto dishonor so that you can consider the good of the vessels unto honor and mercy.
Gone.
One establishes the good of another, and it's necessary for you to appreciate the other. That's how you're able to appreciate righteousness, to know what evil looks like, feels like, tastes like, smells like. That's why they're gonna be able to appreciate the righteous kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. Because
Right.
one establishes the good of the other. Hey, going into that video that say concerning the live camps and the apostles video, it was talking about how it's taking 24 hours for those videos to actually upload.
Wow.
So I got a little chance to listen to a little bit of the video, and that's what it's going into. That it's taking a long time for the live camp videos to actually upload. It take almost a whole 24 hours.
Right.
So
Wow,
like,
that's
I
crazy.
missed that. That must be when I went out. What happened? Start
The
over.
brother, the elder from South Carolina, released a video, and Elder Apostle Aramla released a video about how it's taking the camp videos a long time to actually load the live videos. It's taking almost 24 hours for them to actually show up on brothers' channels.
Hey, I
It's
gotta
all
read this.
Esau
Right.
working overtime, man.
Yeah, 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 bro. Let me read this, cause when I went into Obadiah 1:18, right? But they will be destroyed by fire. Then you got um Malachi 1 and
Malachi.
4. Then you got Isaiah 34:5, right? Hey, it's these scriptures is talking about the wicked, man. This is Psalm 21:9. Let's read. I'm gonna start at verse 8. Thy hand shall find out all thy enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee, which is 2/3 of Israel and the heathens. Thou shalt make them as a fiery oven in the time of thy anger. The Lord Yahweh shall swallow them up in his wrath, and the fire shall devour them. Obadiah 1:18. Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men. Is that not in Daniel 2? When it say they shall mingle with the seeds of men, but they shall not cleave, right? Their fruit shall thou destroy from the earth, and their seed from among the children of men, for they intended evil against thee. They imagine a mischievous device which they are not able to perform. Therefore shalt thou make them turn their back when thou shalt make them ready, when thou shalt make ready thine arrows upon thy strings against the face of them. Be thou exalted, Yahweh, in thy own strength, so will we sing and praise thy power. So just going into, hey, these devils, he said, and fire shall devour them, man. And then when you read Job 27, man, it say if their children be multiplied, it's for what? The sword, man. Destruction. Total annihilation, man. I just wanted to go into that. Y'all got it.
And I had a comment on my comment board recently. You know, somebody asked me if there's gonna be any white men in heaven, and you know, yeah, he said, is there gonna be any white men in heaven? And I told him, you know, there's no such thing as a white man. But if he's referring to the nation of Edom, yeah, they're gonna be in heaven, but their lot is to be in chains and shackles, and then ultimately they're gonna be destroyed, man. And you know, that's exactly what you were going into, man. That the whole house of the nation of Edom is going to be destroyed for all the wickedness that they've done, man. You know, there's not going to be a any more so-called white men upon this face of the earth here pretty soon, man. You know, they're all going to be destroyed.
Hey, and that's whether you a
We like to
black
say, oh,
Edomite or a so-called white Edomite. It don't matter. As
we
long
like to
as you're
call
an
that the
Edomite,
Obadiah
you're
1
going
and
into
18.
captivity.
Con, the Obadiah 1 and
That's the
18.
Obadiah 1:18.
Con. Has nothing to do with melanin, man.
hey, Esau's fulfilled his purpose, man. Once it's all said and done, his need and his purpose has already been fulfilled. There's no need for him to be around anymore.
Right.
I mean, the Lord told Yahweh Shai, sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool.
Our
Con,
footstool.
con.
Once Esau's fulfilled his lot, he's gonna be put off the earth. To say he shall be chased out of the world, man. There's
Right,
no need for him on the planet. Every nation has a certain particular use and purpose. Esau is living in his use and purpose right now.
right, con.
But when this time and this portion on the earth is done, there's no need for us to visit wickedness again. There's no need for us to visit what wicked rulership look like again. We done learned that lesson. It ain't gonna be no need to have Esau in some corner of the earth upset with the fact that Jake is in rulership. There's no need for him to plot against another revolt against the kingdom of heaven. There's no need for him to be in the earth at that point. When you think about it, outside of Esau's rulership right now, he serves no other purpose on the planet. There's no other purpose that he brings to the table. He don't make silk. He
God.
don't sew. He don't labor. He killed people. That's
Hey, hey, they got a precept. This Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verse 5, right? Cause who would have thought these devils would be in rulership, right? Who would have thought, man? Knowing what we know now, who would have thought? We know the most high ruler in the kingdom of men. This Ecclesiastes 11:5. Many kings have sat down upon the ground, and one that was never thought of have worn the crown. And that's finna go into us, man. Lord willing. Well, hey, the kingdom of Yahweh Shema Shah, man. But it say many kings have sat down upon the ground, which they about to do. Isaiah 47:1. And one that was never thought of have worn the crown. Who would have thought the basis of men of being rulership? That's crazy.
Psalm 5.
hey, the power of
Con,
the Most High. That's the power.
con,
That is literally a display of power by Yahweh Shema Shah. If
right.
you'd have went in the ancient world and told Elam that Esau gonna rule, if you'd have went back and told Elam and his people Esau gonna rule the world, he gonna have the biggest rulership. He gonna rule all parts of the earth. He gonna have it all in his hand. And they looked at Esau back in the ancient world. Come on, man, they'll think that you off your rocker.
Hey, and when you look at how the Lord set it up too, man, He let all the other nations rule, and Esau and them got the last rulership before everything be stripped back and given back to the Israelites, man. He let all the heathens reign, and Esau had the last rulership, man.
The
That's
last and the
crazy.
worst.
That's crazy, man. The
You
Greeks and
say
the Romans, the last rulership, hey, and they let them rule what twice, man. Lord cold, man.
so you
Lord
say the
cold.
worst for last out.
Come,
Yep.
the worst for last, man.
And the Lord
Every other
saved the
nation.
worst. The Lord saved the worst for second and last.
Come,
Because this
Oh,
is going
con,
this is
con.
going to establish the good of the next.
right,
This is the worst rulership. Hey, Moab could come here and rule after this, and people will love that more than Esau rulership.
right, yeah,
Right. Facts.
Anybody could upstage Esau at this point. His rulership was so terrible. But imagine the greatest kingdom on the face of the earth coming after the 10 toes.
Mm.
You think about the head of gold, if the Lord let all these nations rule, and every rulership was worse, 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 until you got to the 10 toes. All the Lord did was clear the path so Israel can walk right in with all the heathens rejoicing. That's joint, Yahweh Shah gonna come into this kingdom and people gonna be happy. At a certain
right.
point,
The
heathens
saints
gonna have
shall
to get
take the kingdom.
heathens gonna have to get their ass kicked for a while.
Come,
But after that, they gonna know where they sit, and they gonna know where we sit. Everybody gonna know their role, and everybody gonna fall into place. And then me and the brother Rukari was talking about that. There's gonna be a point where you can pull up on Elam, and he gonna be like, "Oh, okay, the sons of God here, Thank God, thank the Most High. We got a
right,
problem." And you go,
right.
you gonna be able to say, What's this we hearing about y'all people starving and shit, man? Didn't we tell y'all to keep the law, to leave some grapes on the ground for you? What's going on down here, man?
Come,
We heard y'all plotting on taking Ishmael land. Y'all know we don't play that. You either gonna play fair or we gonna come down here and deal with you. It's gonna be a certain time when we start dealing with the nations, and they're gonna understand, and they're gonna respect it, and they're gonna rejoice in it. It's a beautiful thing when you think about the whole movie of Yahweh Shem Shah, because he putting Jake in a position to rule, not just for Jake well-being, but really it's for everybody well-being.
come. Yeah, man. Beautiful,
Matter of
beautiful
fact, let
time.
me let me get this brother precept real quick. This is what Revelations 11, and what's that, 8?
Yeah,
Revelations 11 and yep, and 8, and it reads, "And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom in Egypt, where also our Lord Yahweh Shem Shai, I mean Yahweh Shai Salakia was crucified.
It's
And
like
they
my
of the
bad. I'm at 18, but that's a good one too. I'm at 18, my bad, but that's a good one too.
let me read 9 and then I'll jump down to 18. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half, and shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves. I'll jump down to 11 real quick. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. Jumping down to 18, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, and the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Because just like the Lord is coming to judge the ones that destroyed the earth, he's also coming to put in place one that is profitable, beginning with Yahweh Shai.
Con.
Because if he's going to judge the ones that destroyed the earth, he got to put somebody in place that's going to maintain it.
Right.
And that's what we, Lord willing, we are those men. We being built to help as joint heirs maintain that order.
I got a precept to Revelation 11:18. This is Jeremiah 51:24. And I will render unto Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, said the Lord Yahweh. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, Babylon the Great, North America, saith the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. Obadiah 1:18. You got it.
Yeah, because once the Lord get rid of this place and establish the kingdom come, man, everything, that even the trees, man, even the trees gonna celebrate. Even the trees gonna enjoy the rulership of Israel, as joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. Life in itself is going to enjoy is the Lord said he made everything to have its being, man, to exist, man, without all of this extra shit that's going on. He said the Lord said he made man upright, but we sought out many inventions, man.
Done.
Hey, like Elder Yachawamba said, man, we need this, man. You know, everything needs this.
Hey, the
Yeah.
creation itself groaneth, man. The
Done.
creation itself is waiting to get out of this jam, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Con. Con.
You think
This is
about the water, Salakia. You got it.
no, you got it. Go ahead up.
You think about the water and the fish. When you pollute the water, it's almost like polluting. It's just like polluting the air.
Right.
They can't breathe. They beach themselves. The habitat bees is being taken out at a record number.
Con.
Animals are going out of their place because their habitation being destroyed because Esau want to build a complex, a shopping mall.
Right.
You got a precept
And
to go into that right there.
you
This
got
is
it.
our Hosea 4:1. Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel. For the Lord Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of power in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood touching blood. The point what you just went into. Therefore shall the land mourn, and every one that dwelleth therein shall languish with the beasts of the field and with the fowls of heaven, yea, the fishes of the sea also shall be taken away. Hey, the Lord is removing the bees and the birds, everything, man. The Lord is doing it, man. Why? Because he said he have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, man. Which is who? When you go to the scripture, what it tell you? It said the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, man. Oh, right here. Isaiah, real quick. Isaiah 24 and verse 1. It's like Isaiah 24:5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. He said he had a controversy with the inhabitants of the earth, right? Which is who? We know it's going into the Israelites, right? But this is talking about who's in rulership, the wicked, man. The
Job,
earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenants, which two-thirds of Israel did the same thing. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, man. And they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left, man. Hey, the wicked of the earth is destroying everything, man. So the Lord, hey, they ain't using it how it's supposed to be used. So the Lord said, I'm just gonna take it, man. He's just taking everything away, man. Why? Because it's time for this world to end. It's time for this rulership to end, man. They done, hey, man, they done went and destroy everything, man, to the 10th power, man.
Hey,
Y'all
real
got it.
quick, I got a quick precept. Elder Apostle Gabar always goes into this word. Revelations 21:1, when it says the word new, right?
Right.
It says, and I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away,
Can't
and
hear
there
a
was
car.
no more sea, right? So that word new, when you look it up, it's kainos,
Mm-hmm.
and that word means refreshed. Matter of fact, let me look at it. It says new, as respects form, recently made, fresh, recent, unused, unworn. But basically, like I said, it means refreshed. You know, that's what we need, man. Like you brothers was going into, we need it. A new heaven, a new earth, man, because
Right.
everything is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. You got it.
Hey, push the goddamn button.
And it say, a man have care for his beast, man. You know, it say that a man hath care for his beast. So, you know, Jake naturally gravitated towards nature. You know, we naturally gravitate towards nature, and with this spiritual understanding, we appreciate the creation that the Lord made, man. This what the Lord did with life in itself is we don't even understand it, bro. We appreciate it for the beauty that it is, man. You know, and imagining the world being destroyed after the Lord put his wisdom and his energy into it is disrespect, man. You know, that's why the Lord gonna come back and destroy them that destroy the earth, and they deserve it, man. Because this whole beautiful earth that the Lord made, all these animals that just, you know, you see how life is, it just exists everywhere, man, from insects to microbiology, everywhere. And
mhm.
every creature is made with precision. And then you got this man that's in rulership that just don't give, that don't care about none of that, man. He's stomping on it, he just trashing, he's spitting on it, turning everything upside down, flipping it up, deciding that strawberries need to be mixed with oranges, all kind of madness, man.
Con.
Just for the sake of doing it. And it's not good for the earth, it's not good for the heathens, and it ain't good for him. But he don't know no better.
Hey, it's cold that three of the definitions for that word is unworn, uncommon, and unheard of. You know, we looking for something that's unheard of. You know, we
Yeah.
looking for something that's uncommon in this world. You know, which is righteousness. You know, and unworn. You know, this place is worn out, like Michael 2:10.
And you
Hey,
see
Esau's
the word novel
mentality is
there too.
unheard of,
You
man.
see, you
His
see the word
mentality.
novel in there too, like that novel coronavirus. I was meaning, but novel meaning new, like unheard of, like you said. That's a new strand of the SARS supposedly. Yeah, it makes sense. So
Bro, it's unheard of that someone would seek death, man. Esau seeks out death. Doesn't
con.
it doesn't matter if it kills himself or whoever. That's unheard of. Everything on this earth wants to live, but this man does things that and he intentionally seeks out death, man. That's unheard of.
So right, it said what it said it unheard of, right? So when you go to Second Thessalonians 2:4, it said who opposeth, right? Who exalteth. This is the word. Oh, Salakia. I got my damn headphones on. Salakia. Let me play this again. You got it up.
I can hear you. Go ahead. I can hear you.
Antikamai.
One more time.
Strong's G 480. Antikamai. Antikamai.
This for 2 Thessalonians 2 and 4. It say to be set over against, opposite to oppose, be adverse to, withstand, adversary, be contrary, oppose. This devil is opposite of everything that your heavenly Father have set up, man. He is total opposite. That's why it's unheard of, man. This man is total opposite of everything, man.
Total, even from the beginning, man, going from right to left and left to right. You know, from
Right, con.
everything.
Beautiful point, brother. Beautiful point. Right,
Hey,
man.
prime example is what did they tell Esau? Do not take a wife from the Canaanites.
On the
But he
Canaanite.
got to do the opposite. He can't do it. He
Gotta do
can't
the
get right.
Gotta do the opposite, bro.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
he took two. He said, "I'm gonna
Two.
double up."
Double
Wicked ass
up.
niggas, man. Yeah, bro. You're
2
wicked,
scoops,
man.
double dose.
Yeah. Hey, and when your father tell you something, man, hey, that's it, man. That's it. And that custom, and Israel's custom, man. We follow the customs of our fathers, man.
When you
You
go
don't
to
go
that
against
account,
your father.
right? When you go to that story, it tell you how his mother said Esau wearied her, man. She got weary from Esau, man. She was stressing him the fuck out. Could you imagine that? That's just what we know. He probably was doing all type of left-handed weirdo shit, man.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Wow. Damn devils, man.
Con.
This is Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. And when you go back to Genesis 3, what did the Lord say? You are cursed above all cattle. You shall on thy belly shall thou go, and you shall eat dust all the days, right? Confusion, man. The city of confusion is broken down, man. Babylon the Great, North America, is the city of confusion, man. What is
That's
called
why
a
I
great
say.
melting pot?
That's why I say, come and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. You know, there is no throne.
Right. Sit in your own confusion. Right. Come.
And that should be plain. Hey, the writing should be on the wall. This, if you don't know that this is Babylon, I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
That's what I was finna read.
But you know what? The reason that it's like that is because the elite of Jacob and the elite of Esau are the only ones that really know what's going on outside of Yahweh Shem Shah. And that's really all it's really about.
Yeah.
The ones that the Lord woke up on Jacob's side and the ones that's ruling on Esau's side. Everybody else in between, they may have a little bit of truth. They may have a little bit of a not understanding of what's going on. But ultimately, it ain't for them because the Yahweh Shah said, I call you friends. That's exclusive. That means I only let the Lord only let a few people into that actual war room of what's going on. This is what the enemy about to do to y'all, but just chill. Cause this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do back.
Right.
All you gotta do is stand your post and handle your business on your level, and just trust that the bigger picture gonna be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gonna take the elite of Jacob to be in that mindset.
Quick pre. That you got two. It's Jeremiah 51 and 60. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shall see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. So they show you this ain't talking about ancient Babylon. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Euphrates. And thou shalt say, Thus saith Babylon, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. And they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. Now, when you read that and you go to Revelation 18 and 10, what did he tell? What did Jeremiah tell Sariah? Take a stone and tie it to the book and cast it into Euphrates, right? That's going to be the end of Babylon the Great. Revelation 18 and 10. It says, stand in the fall. No, is it 18 and 10? Salakia. 18 and 20, Salakia. No. 21. Revelation 18:21, it go right with Jeremiah 51 and 60 on down. It reads, Revelation 18 and 21. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. It linked directly with Jeremiah 51, 60 on down, man.
I got to back you up.
Got it?
Just Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at 4. It says that thou should take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say,
Good.
the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased.
Good. Beautiful. Yeah, man. You got it, Nahoya.
And what I thought was beautiful was that in Jeremiah it said that they weary themselves. And why are they wearying themselves? Because they fighting to keep this shit afloat, man. Like somebody trying to swim with a big old stone on, you know. You submit shoes.
Hey,
you know, the Lord gave Babylon submit shoes and put it in the ocean. You can swim. You can try to swim, but it ain't gonna work. At the end of the day, your time has come. You know, when you think about Bone Thugs and Harmony, Meet Me at the Crossroads. When you saw that dude in that all black, your time was up. There wasn't no talking. It was time to go. We in that time. It's time for Babylon to go. She done did her thing. She lived deliciously. Her people were proud. They say, I shall not see the loss of children.
Right, good. Yep. Hey, what's that saying is? Hey, what the scripture say that they reign like kings without us? Yeah. Hey, ain't no bone for this place, man. This place is done, man. They did. Hey, what the Lord say? Hey, they that be abased. I mean, they that be exalted shall be abased, man. This place has been exalted for forever, man. Forever, man. Since 1776, damn it. Y'all got it.
And it's crumbling on all sides, man, at the same time.
No, can you see that real quick? I want to share this real quick. You see that?
Let me take my screen off.
Ooh, I got the precept. I must be allowed to read it. I got the precept. Daniel chapter 2. Let me read it, brother. It says Daniel chapter 2 in verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed. And the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. It say, far as much as thou sawest that stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, the great power had made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation thereof sure. So that stone is cut out with our hands is Yahweh Shai, man.
It
Coming
even
from
tells you.
Yahweh.
It even tells you that on the. Damn, why the hell I be echoing like that? It even tells you that it says Christ. Well, we know it ain't Christ, but
Right,
it's Yahweh Shai's kingdom, and it even quoted Daniel. You see that? So they know. These devils know.
Yeah, they know, man. Beautiful.
You got it. You got it.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
And if they don't know, now they know.
Now they know. Straight up. God. Beautiful, man. Y'all got it. Beautiful, man.
Hey, this is the precept the brother wanted. 1 Corinthians 4:8. Now ye are full. Now ye are rich. Ye
Mm-hmm.
have reigned as kings without us. And I would to the Most High ye did reign, that we also might reign with you. For I
God.
think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles last, as it were appointed to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men.
Mm-hmm. Now we know that's talking about Israelite wicked jakes. When you go to Luke 6, they receive a consolation. But I just said it because he's talking about reigning like kings on the earth, man. Okay, because they was given the earth, man. You got it up.
Hey, everybody had a swing at our inheritance. You know,
God.
say the Lord made
Yeah,
the world for our sakes. And
yeah,
everybody had a chance to hold our possession and our inheritance for a point in time, man. And they all did it unsuccessfully. You know, they
God.
all reigned, but they didn't reign and it wasn't profitable.
And you know, it's funny. I was thinking about. I never said nothing. It was in my mind. The world, like you quoted, the world was made for our sakes. You know, when you go back to Adam, Adam named all the animals. Adam named everything.
God.
The world was supposed to be a paradise. Idan, you know, for us, for the elect, the chosen. You know, and all these other nations just destroyed this bitch. You know, but hey, we're gonna get a new earth, refreshed. You know, renewed.
Hey, because ultimately it wasn't for them. That's a position that they were given that they weren't fit for.
Right.
When you go into Esau, Edom, Esau was given that's like a man going into a job and he done lied on his resume.
He wasn't
And he
qualified.
actually,
They weren't
boom.
qualified. You got it.
And then he actually get the job and you find out that, man, this man don't know what the hell he doing.
Mm-hmm.
But for a point in time, everybody believed that he knew what he was doing.
And
That's
we,
all the other nations. Esau is just the worst of them.
You know
None of them
why?
were fit. You got it.
Why did the nations believe he knew what he was doing? I gotta ask any one of y'all why.
witchcraft, man.
Huh?
The covering cast, the lies.
Yeah, true, the covering cast, you're absolutely right. But he's a culture vulture, man. He stole the greatness
Mm.
from every other empire, man. He's really the basis of men. He don't have no fucking new idea, new thought. He's a fool. He's a moron, man. But he stole what made every other nation great, you know, chiefly putting us in slavery. You know, that's what he learned. That's how you get great. Put the Israelites in slavery, you know? Damn devils.
And
You
he
got it.
learned that through the rulership of the other nations, the heathens.
The
Because
Babylonians, man.
Egypt,
Yep. Yep.
they needed that salt. All of these nations, whenever they get in rulership, they go find the salt wherever it is on the planet. We need to bring the salt close, not too close that they rule, but close enough to where they can influence us in a positive way.
That's going back to the dark ages when they came out them damn, you know, the Renaissance. That's what they did. Cristobal Colon. They went, they read Second Ezra, and they went and got the Northern Kingdom. You see? Damn devils. They knew that's how they had to get power.
This is Isaiah 63:17. O Yahweh, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways, and hardened of our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servants' sake the tribes of thine inheritance. The people of thy holiness have possessed it but a little while, to my Jerusalem, Israel. Our adversaries have trodden down thy sanctuary. Luke 21:24. We are thine, thou never bearest rule over them. They were not called by thy name. You damn devils, man.
Hey, you know what that remind me of? That remind me of how the Lord gave us the law, but he didn't like when you go into it, he said, speak these words to the children of Israel. When you go into that word children, it was the sons.
Con.
Because it was always expected that once the sons got that knowledge, they were supposed to rule a household with that law and teach it to their sons and their kids after them. We're expected to be in rulership as joint heirs with Yahweh Shai, so that we can rule the heathen under Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Con.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna learn that order from Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, with us being the vessel, those kings and priests. Because just having freedom, just having the ability to do whatever you want to and have that ultimate rest, it's gonna be cool for a moment. But then there's gonna come a time, just like Jake in the world, where they done had all the money, they done bought everything they ever wanted, they done had all the women they ever wanted, but there's no purpose.
Yeah.
We're gonna have rest with a purpose.
Right.
There's a big difference because we're gonna have that rest, but rest in itself ain't enjoyable unless you got purpose. Now you got that rest to do what? Serve the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Sing praises to the Lord, discover more things in creation,
Con.
rule over the heathen. Now you got certain things where you get to actually benefit from the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding the Lord gave you. Because just having knowledge, wisdom, and understanding ain't important of itself if you're not using it. We're
Right.
gonna be in the kingdom where we actually using these things, applying that knowledge, ruling, going to different planets, discovering more things about Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai.
Con. Con. A city is builded and rest is allowed, man. And all goodly pleasant things in abundance. Con.
Hey, Joachim got any other precepts?
Now I don't got nothing out.
Now I'm here. I had to turn this light off. This light hot as fuck, man, burning me up.
No, you good, Doc.
Okay.
You had a precept?
Nah, but I'm here. I'm here.
Con. Rikai, you got anything?
No.
All right, you want to close it out?
All right. Let me read this one real quick.
Con.
It's the second Esdras, chapter 2, and verse.
I figured you couldn't see with the damn light off. That's why I did that. It's too damn hot.
42. It says, I Esdras saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with song.
Con.
And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing, and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the Heavenly Father, and now are they crowned and receive songs. Then I said unto the angel, What young person is it that crowns them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I to greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the
Hey, Con, Salakia. Hey, I want you to read it one more time. Let me read this.
God.
This Revelation 14 and 1, right? Hey, these scriptures leak. Hey, man. This Revelation 14 and 1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. Read that again.
It says, verse 42, I Esdras saw upon the Mount Zion a great people, whom I could not number, and they all praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of high stature, taller than all the rest, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. So I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of the heavenly Father. Now are they crowned and receive palms. Then said I unto the angel, What young person is this that crowneth them, and giveth them palms in their hands? So he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of God, whom they have confessed in the world. Then began I to greatly commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Then the angel said unto me, Go thy way and tell thy people what manner of things and how great wonders of the Lord thy power thou hast seen. And, I just wanted to bring that out because, we entered into that time of Jacob's trouble, man. As the title of the lesson is, Prophecies are speaking.
Con,
And now is the time to stand stiffly for the Lord. Now is the time for stand for something or fall for anything, man.
con,
Now is the time to put on that immortal clothing, day by day. It's a process of put on the boots. I mean, put on your shirt, put on your pants. Your undergarments, your socks, your shoes. Put on that whole armor of the Lord to enter into this. Before we enter into this time of judgment, man.
right.
Hey,
We may
if I could
receive
say,
this crown.
if I say
You
first
already
and
have. Oh, Salaki, my bad.
no, no, you got it. I was gonna say first and foremost, stop straddling the fence, man. Take a stand, pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
Either you believe or you don't. And if you believe, then hey, like the brother said, you heard him put on the whole armor. You got it.
Kind,
Or not, or not.
kind. And the brothers go into it all the time. We have the crown already. It's already on our heads. All we got to do is just hold fast to it. You know.
Hey, that's the
Con,
closeout. Let no man take thy crown.
con.
Let no
You gotta
man take
fight for
their
that. You gotta
crown.
fight
Hey,
for that motherfucker.
and it said Ezra said what? He said who are these, right? He said these are those that have confessed the name of the Lord, man, and his Father. This Matthew 10 and 32, it reads, Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in
Mm.
heaven.
Kind.
You got it?
And that name of the Lord, brothers can't stress it enough. It's very important these days, man. That name, Jesus, Jebus, whatever the hell other false gods you calling on, is gonna get you killed in these days, man. The
No
true name is
sal-
mm-hmm.
no salvation under any other name. You got
Khan,
Any
it.
other name.
Khan. No other name under heaven that's gonna get you saved but from Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, man. That's our salvation. That's our sanctuary, man. That's where we dwell at in the times of trouble, you
That
know.
strong tower.
Khan. That strong tower, man. The names of the Lord are a strong tower, man. You know.
Psalm 124 and 8 say, Our help is in the name of the Lord, man. You can
Khan.
get your clothes out though.
All right. This is Revelations or Revelation chapter 3.
Hey, Salaki, before we close out, it was just a video done that said Elder Bunyamin of the HODC says Apostle Elder Tahar was right about the mark of the beast.
Hey, let me get this then. This is Ezekiel chapter 33 and verse 33. It says, And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet
Woo!
hath been among them. And now it's been made manifest that the true prophets, the true teachers, the true elders of Israel right now are the elders of the great millstone down, man. They always had the truth, man. The RFID microchip is the mark of the beast. Plain and simple, point blank, period, man. Now it's more evident than ever. You can't
Hey,
die.
can I gun? You got it out, Salaki.
You good. You got it.
Now I want to get one too. Can I get one?
Con.
Jeremiah 28 and 9. The prophet which prophesy of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that the Lord Yahweh have truly sent him.
Con.
You got
Hey, I got one more too. This is
it?
second address. It's like he's tripping. This is second address 1673. Then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Now
Con.
the true men of the Lord are being made manifest, man. You know, the fruits are starting to bear. The trees are starting to bear fruit.
Hey,
Or
and it took a humble spirit to say that too, man.
I was waiting to come
Con,
on. I was waiting to come on and say that because this isn't about bragging or boasting. All right. And
yeah,
the elders always said that the hopeful elect are within the mother groups, man.
Come,
You know, that's why we go so hard, man, for the hopeful elect, the sincere ones that's hearing this, man. You know, that's
come.
beautiful that the brother repented,
That's
man.
beautiful,
You
man.
know,
yeah.
Yeah, man.
yeah. Hey, the vision is set for an appointed time, man. And
Right,
hey,
right.
everything is speaking. Everything is speaking. You can't not deny it. And like y'all just said, man. Hey, man, that's humbling right there, man.
Yes,
To
it is,
humble
bro.
yourself,
yeah,
you
I was
know.
gonna say
Yes, it is.
at the end of the day, we go hard and we bang, but hey, we want all of Israel to be saved, man. If it is, you know, we love our brothers
Con,
and their sisters, man. You know, but we just
con,
understand the reality of it that most of the majority ain't gonna get it, you know. But hey, we go hard for the ones that will get it, you know. Hey, the word of the
all in the
Lord, the
paint.
word of the. There's a dude that be coming on my page. I be seeing him all over the page. He be like, good video, good video. You should get more views. No, man, the word of the Lord doesn't go out void, man. It accomplishes that which He pleases, man.
Come,
You know, all we do, we're just vessels. We just do the Lord's will, and whoever's supposed to hear it is gonna hear it and take
on
heed.
here.
You
Right.
know, my bad, y'all got it. I'm done. Y'all
Now
got it.
you good up.
Ah, you
John,
know.
St. John 10 and 27. Right? The Lord said, hey, his word, who is supposed to go to is going to get it, man. Yeah.
Hey,
And
listen.
ultimately, it's about that penny, man.
Done.
Ultimately, it's about the Commonwealth of
Done.
Israel. You
Done.
know, everything, all the labor and all the pain and all the sacrifice, you know, is of course at first and foremost for your own salvation, working out your own salvation in fear and trembling. But it accomplishes many things in that goal, you know, because through this work, through this labor, you know, through the mercy of the Lord, ultimately we're all going to receive the commonwealth of Israel. And that's the beauty of it. And our elders, you know, our apostles were able to keep their mind on that bigger picture. It was never about vainglory. It's never been about vainglory. It's always been about this truth and getting the kingdom. It's always been about that, man. And that's
Yeah,
why it's
Nate.
beautiful that it's being confirmed, man. You got it out.
Now I'll just confirm what you were saying. It's always been about nation building, getting our nation back to where it belongs. And this was the only route that could possibly achieve that by letting go all these carnal thoughts and putting our faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. That's what it's always been about, man. One
Done.
nation, man. Our nation.
Hey, these guys crazy, man. So Babyface and Teddy Riley said they got coronavirus.
Oh
Oh
man.
man, hey, you close out, up.
Yeah,
Hey, I said, bro, I'm tripping because Slim Thug talking about he got it or he had it. He getting up. I'm like, man, these niggas is crazy, man. Go ahead, up.
uh, Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
Hey, well, that time close, boy. Hey, well, finna come upon all the world. Hey, it, boy, Lord willing, it be later on today. Lord willing. Hey, Lord
Done.
willing, bro. Real, man. Hey, we already in it, man. I'm ready to get the hell up out of here, bro. Sick of this shit, man. Real, man. Real.
Hey,
Fuck, bro.
you
Hey,
know how to.
Kobe had this quote on this video called the Mamba mentality. And he
Oh,
was like, the reason I'm so confident is because I'm so used to shooting this shot that what's one more shot? You know, we've been waiting on Yahweh Shemiah Shah since we came into this truth.
gun.
What's one more day?
Right.
Says
What's one
that's
more
why I said
Revelation 13.
that's why I said it's impossible. You remember the ones that were once enlightened, that had tasted this truth, you know,
Right.
to
Right.
fall away. It's impossible, man.
Con.
What the fuck else is there to do, man? What else is there to do, man? Everything shut the fuck down. That maybe a year ago, but now everything. What you gonna do? Nothing.
Ain't gonna
What
do
you gonna
nothing.
do?
Time, brother, to study and do and lessons.
Ain't
There's
gonna
no
do nothing but
distraction. You
meditate
can't
on
go
this
chase
word
no
and do
hoes. You
lessons.
can't go chase the bag. What you gotta do? You focus your ass on the how about you, how shy, man. You know.
Romans
That
13,
laser focus.
Romans 13 and 11, man. Hey, yeah. Our salvation is nearer than when we first believed, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Though it tarry, it will not
I
tarry,
told you,
man.
yeah, I was shot in the chariot and cruise control, man. He on his way. I was
Right.
watching Deep. I watched Deep Impact today. I had to go. I ain't watched that in years.
Hey,
You know. Yeah, I was shot on
Con,
cruise control a lot.
Con. Hey,
I think I'm about to get on that contagion, man.
I've been
Something
watching.
telling me.
Hey, that's what I'm gonna tell you, bro. It's a movie called Flu. I don't know if y'all seen that. It's called The Flu, bro. It breaks out in China.
That's the one
Everybody.
with subtitles.
Yeah, it got subtitles. Yeah, you gotta click.
And the little girl got a little girl.
Yeah, it's good, bro.
Oh
That's
yeah,
how I
yeah,
like to
yeah,
watch the end time movies, man. Yeah.
yeah. I seen. Hey, that's a real pandemic movie. If we talking
Bro,
about the
that
same
movie
one,
that's serious, bro.
yeah, that movie
Bro,
cold.
they taking all the bodies, bro, and just throwing them in one spot, burning them, bro. That movie is
Savage.
fire, man. Y'all gonna like it. You just gotta click the subtitle because you know they talking in Chinese or whatever. Yeah, man. Movie good though, bro. It's called Flu. Good.
Hey,
When you talking about a dude in a garment, man, I still be searching YouTube for that
Yeah,
video.
bro. I believe they probably took that movie down, bro. I still be searching for it too, bro. I've been watching Tubi. I got Tubi on my Fire Stick. I've been watching Tubi because Tubi got a lot of they like low budget, but there are a lot of end time movies, man. That's all they got on Tubi. A lot of end time movies, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, let's close out, Aki.
con.
All right, so with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
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 Ba'ashem,
Yahushua,
Yahushai,
Bahashim,
Ba'ashem,
Rakah,
Rakah,
Rakah, Quadash.
Kadash.
Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim who are preaching this word and believing this word, and the Aqua who are listening. You know, to you we say Shalom.
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 Shalom. Wa Abad
Wa
Babal.
Abad Babal.
Awah,
Yeah,
Abad,
almost out of here.
Babal.